Good evening, everybody, and welcome to today's live stream on the TWA Trains official channel. I'm your guest, the Blue K2/Edward, and this is your host, TWA, aka Ben. How are you doing
Hello.
today?
Sorry for the delay, everyone, but we are live now. So, hello.
Yeah, Ben's
and,
Wi-Fi was having a seizure.
yeah, apologies if you've been waiting for the last 55 minutes.
I think at this point, whenever we put a time schedule on a stream, people need to take that with a grain of salt. So just if you're waiting for the stream and you say, "Oh, I've got time," add an extra 30 minutes to an hour to when we say that the stream will start, because that will probably be within that time, like anywhere within 30 minutes to an hour after the time we say the stream will start, it will start. So
You know what YouTube need to do is that they need to give you a time frame. Like, when it says like this is going to be the start time, they need to have it so you can add in a dash and then add another time in
to where, like, so people know the time frame that it will probably start in.
Yeah, so it's, I usually put the time that's always there, and it's just like we're definitely starting after that. That's why I put it there. We're definitely starting there or after that. So,
Maybe tomorrow, maybe next week, next year, next decade, but we're starting after that.
The stream doesn't get started for 2 years. Oh yeah, we forgot about it.
With your Australian internet, it'll be 200.
Oh god. Anyway, so it's been nearly 2 minutes left until this stream should have started an hour ago.
Oh, by the way, I actually told one of my friends to watch this stream. I don't know if he's here, but I won't use his real name. So I was talking to him. He knows who he is. Hello, Jim Bob the Texan Man.
Yes, hello. Hello. If you're here, hello. Thank you for coming.
Just thought I'd say hello because I told him that the stream exists and he said he would watch it. So
say hello to Johnny. I know he is here, so hello. He's been really interested in the new Railway Series IoS, having helped me out with a few of the depths for what I might need for the route, which I'm definitely going to use at least 99% of them.
Hey, look, he's here. He's here.
Ah, so this is your friend. Hello, Christopher.
That's actually not his real name. I think he's on his sibling's account.
Well, hello. Well, hello, whatever your name is. Hello, Edward's friend.
Good enough. Nameless friend.
I mean, to be fair, I've had at least 6 of my outside of the community friends join my streams, and so it's kind of fair you get to invite one of yours. I mean, everyone's welcome here, regardless, if they like the trains simulation stuff that we do or not.
Oh dear, my phone's at 1% and it's refusing to connect to the charger. So if I just randomly cut out, you know why.
Okay. I'm just going to write that as a reminder on here.
Oh no, the connection is not stable.
Edward's phone is at 1%. 1% and not.
My battery's low. My battery's low, and my phone is not connecting to the charger. This may be by last transmission. My final messages are to my parents and Queen Elizabeth II. To my parents, I never loved you and I hate you. To Queen Elizabeth, every breath I take is for you.
Just phone cuts out halfway through, so it just says every breath I take.
Every breath I take is breath.
No, because if it cuts out, you'd be
saying, what? I don't know how that happened, but my phone, and I swear to God, just jumped from 1% to 10. Thank you, Queenie. Queenie has done this for me. She's blessed my phone with her magical
Bless
god
your
powers.
phone with 9.2%.
It's a sign. It's a sign. Long live the Queen. Long live the Queen. All hail the Queen. God save the Queen.
You know, my laptop did that. I was on the bus on the way home from school. I was playing trains, you know, as I do, because I've got a good half an hour to, you know, of free time while I'm on there. And so I was playing trains, you know, doing some route building. And well, I noticed my laptop was going to 5%, right? And that usually means it's going to die within about a minute or so. And so, you know, I saved my progress. I turned off trains, went through all that bother. And the moment I turned trains off, my laptop went to 50% charge.
Bruh.
And so I turned it back on again and just kept going. I don't know how that happens, but you know. Also, my laptop's been on 0% for about half an hour, like sometimes.
My friend
Not
is
right.
sending me text messages, but I can't look at them because if I close off the stream, it'll kick me out. So I'll have to read those later. You have 2,874 unread texts.
I think you've
No, I'm
all
just kidding.
waited. I think you've all waited long enough. We're nearly 8 minutes in. Usually we wait until 10 minutes for the discussion to end, and then we get into trains. But you know, you've all waited so patiently for, you know, well over an hour. So
Wait, did you say we normally wait until 8 minutes?
No, I said we normally wait until 10 minutes until we start trains. You know,
Oh,
because
I
of all
thought
the
you were gonna
discussion.
say. I thought you said 8 minutes, and I was like, "Yes, congratulations. We will cut to trains about 30 seconds before we usually do."
No,
But with our timing, that's about 60 seconds before we usually do. Because we say it'll be 8 minutes, and then it'll end up being 8:31 minutes. Because that's how we do things here. Delayed and off schedule.
well, you know, that's kind of like that's the closest we can get. I mean, at least it wasn't a week delayed. You know, I've kind of been running around screaming, so anyway. Okay, we've just gone past 8 minutes. Let's get trains started up. I did a bit of work off camera since the last stream, obviously, because it's been a whole week since then. And oh, Edward's gone bye-bye. And we know why. Anyway. Oh yeah, I need to do Jeremy Clarkson. Oh no. Anyway. I'm going to share screen to trains. And the work that I did off camera, if we go down to here, this should load up in a second. There we go. Oh, Edward's back. Okay. So
I have returned! The Queen! The Queen has been gracious enough to allow me to return to life. Yes. So.
Yeah, I was just going to say thanks to Johnny, who's Wilbert the Forest Engine Productions in the chat. He sent me this building, which is a different railway series, Tidmouth Sheds, and doesn't have the platforms already built in, which is good.
Sheds, then.
Tidmouth, whatever this thing is, Tidmouth Station.
That's a station.
I'm sorry, I'm still half asleep. Anyway,
fair enough. It is like, what time is it over there in Aussie-land?
Like, just gone 9 o'clock in the morning, and I've been awake since 7. Anyway, so basically this one comes without the platforms, which is nice because I usually use the Wild and the West's one, but the tracks are way too close together to be safe. And so he sent me this over, and I know you can see a bit of the platform through there. I'm going to be fixing that eventually. And I've increased the track space, and it just looks nicer. And
Hold up, you just said something that concerns me very much. Excuse me, this is all wrong. Safety on the island of Sodor Railway? Sorry, I should have said Northwestern there, but yeah. Safety on the Northwestern Railway. Preposterous.
Oh,
That would never happen. This would never suit his grace. This would never suit the Fat Controller. He tries so, dude. Do you not understand how hard it is for the Fat Controller to make sure that something, and by something I mean literally everything, goes wrong every day on a regular basis? Good God, he works so hard to screw up the schedule. You can't just make things safe. Good Lord.
well, this is the Railway series, and so none of those TV series things ever happened.
But ditch.
I mean, stuff still happened in the Railway series, but it wasn't like an engine
Yeah,
crashed.
fair enough. It wasn't as bad as in the TV series. I said, yeah. You're right. To be fair, it was not as bad as the TV series, where accidents would happen every
Things
other
were just
episode.
a normal railway.
I don't know if my friend is still sending me messages because I put my phone on Do Not Disturb. I feel bad, but it had to be done. Because I checked the messages. That's actually why I left for a second, was because I just wanted to see what they were saying. And he was just sending me messages like, I will never stop bothering you and interrupting your work. This will be eternal. And he just kept spamming them.
Funny. Okay, well, with this
I like the
figured
Tamer sheds. You need to add buffers at some point.
you mean buffers to each track?
Yeah. I would
Yeah, I will.
recommend
I will
using
at some point, but I'm going to wait
coal
until I
buffers.
put other stuff around the place first.
You know the coal buffers? Those are. I like those. Those are
You mean
cool.
these I've already got in the shed?
Yeah. You should use those ones for the shed buffers. I think they're cool.
I'll do that now while I'm here.
Pog. Look at those buffers. Look at those mounds.
We could fix that. Anyway,
I don't know. I have a problem. Ben, right before the stream, at about a little bit before 5:30, I was feeling really tired today because life has been a pain in my anal contraction, in my anal cavity. So I was feeling really tired. I was about half asleep, and then I realized, oh crap, the stream is like literally in like 5 minutes. What am I gonna do? So I went and got a cup of coffee.
This is what happened last stream, Edward.
I mean, yeah, but this time it was worse because I went and got a cup of coffee, right? And it was about those Starbucks sized coffees, the ones that I always drink out of, and I thought the stream was starting in 5 minutes at the time, and by the time I got back with the coffee, it was supposed to start in about 2 minutes. And I had my coffee, and I wanted to be ready for the stream, so I downed it all, and I put extra extra, like I made an emphasis to pour an extra amount of coffee in, aside from like creamer and milk than usual, so I would have like extra caffeine. Because my plan was to drink it throughout the stream, but then I realized, well, then I wouldn't be good for the first part of it. So I was like, well, it looks like I got to do this now because the stream's starting like right now. So I downed it all.
And then it never started.
Yeah, in like 4 goes. And so I've been so jumpy, like waiting for the stream to start. Like I drank it all and then laid back down, and then I realized that I was sweating because my body needed to move around to, remove the energy that the coffee was. But because I was just laying down on my couch, all of the energy was just coming out through immense sweating. So I'm really glad that the stream has started because I am not off this coffee high.
Edward, I'm the main I'm like the main host on this stream, and when I bring a cup of tea to the stream, I actually leave it on my table and drink it slowly every now and then in between talking. You just downed a whole bottle of coffee, well, a whole mug of coffee, whatever, a cup of coffee, whatever you
cup,
do.
yeah. I made a cup. Normally I do get a mug because I just prefer mugs, because normally I do drink it out of mugs so I can dip my biscuits. But today I was like, no, I'm gonna need more. So I made an emphasis on coffee instead of milk and creamer, and then I got a cup because it can hold more than the mugs, and I just gulp 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 gulp. I kid you not. That entire coffee was gone in a minute. Look, I've got
Yeah, I don't know whether to feel concerned or amazed at this point.
I've got the coffee cup right here. I don't know if you can hear it, but I'm shaking it a little bit. There's a little bit left.
Oh,
I don't know if you guys
God.
can hear that.
Yeah, if I can hear, I'm pretty sure they can because my laptop channels audio onto YouTube.
There's actually a
Okay,
little bit left in it, so I just drank
your
it.
wish has been fulfilled for all the buffers in the shed to have buffers.
Okay, yeah, I just
all the
drank the
tracks in
rest
the
of it.
shed.
It is now all gone.
There we go. The tracks in the shed all have buffers. And there's a camera up here so that if you want to do a bit of an above shot but don't want to go straight through the roof, the camera will follow whatever engine you have clicked on. If it turned on the turntable and goes into the shed.
Oh, that was a nice detail.
The only annoying thing is
It's
SSH.
a good thing that I don't live with anybody. Oh, sorry.
No, go on.
It's a good thing that I don't live with anybody aside from my parents. Like I want to miss like a wife or children, because otherwise they would have to stage an intervention for my coffee addiction. I have a problem. Like, I really do. Like, I would say about 50% of the time you speak to me, the only thing that is keeping me alive is coffee. There was this one time that I drank so much coffee and so little of anything else in one day. And that I only get, this is going to sound disgusting. I don't know why I'm telling you this, but I only go to the bathroom once a day, and it's in the evening. Don't ask me why. It's just how I roll. I poo and pee in the same sitting once a day, and that's just how I do. And I drank so little. This was about the time where I realized that I should probably cut back, and then proceeded to not to. But on my coffee drinking, when I peed, and I kid you not, it smelled like coffee. I was like, oh God. I think I may need to cut back a little bit here, because it did not smell like pee at all. It did not have the slight taint of the smell of pee. It literally smelled like, you ever smelled watered down coffee? Like, it still
No,
smells like
because
coffee.
I don't drink coffee.
Oh, fair enough. Well, watered down coffee is like coffee, except less
You don't
strong.
say.
Watered down coffee is like coffee. Really? I didn't know that.
Okay, carry on.
But yeah, it's like coffee, but like less strong. And it literally smelled like that. And I was like, wow, I drank a lot of coffee and nothing else.
I don't know
I
whether
just
to feel
realized for most of the
disgusted
stream
or
so far, it's literally
absolutely
just been me talking about coffee.
confused.
I have such a bad coffee addiction that about half of this stream so far has been me talking about my coffee addiction and experience with coffee. I have an issue.
So I fitted these doors. I fitted these doors to the shed, because it's kind of like a reminiscent of the old Tidmouth sheds. Well, I say the old Tidmouth sheds, the Tidmouth sheds from the railway series. But see, they've got doors on them now. And then, it's kind of
I like doors.
just because there's an opening there doesn't mean people are still going to probably jump down and try and get in the shed to get photos of the engines, the train spotting and all that. So we close the doors. They can pay. They can pay instead.
Oh, Ben, show them the Norland flag that I made.
We know there are vandals in the series. What?
Show them the Norland flag that I made.
I will in a second. I'm just trying to find which doors are the best because these ones are nice, but they are quite tall. Whereas these ones are different.
There's like a texture missing on those. What's up with that?
I don't know. And then we got these really old ones from like 2009, which are smaller, but probably be better actually. Actually, I might put them on the outside instead, and then they close inwards. And then that way they'll face an engine here.
Everybody's mad at me for talking about my bathroom experience. Hey man, streams are supposed to be a moment of transparency between creators and audiences. So I'll give you the ultimate transparency, which is urine. Okay, I'll stop. Okay, I'll stop. I'm sorry.
You will stop, says Ben, holding a gun to Edward's collection.
Oh God. I thought you were going to say my head and I would have been fine with it. I want to die, but my collection, no. Good Lord. Just do anything to me and my family and my money. Just not my trains.
Okay, right. Got rid of these doors. The old ones are now on the front. What about that?
They look nice, but that missing texture is really like distracting.
I got rid of the missing texture ones.
Or no, it's white. Are they supposed to be white? It's so strange.
Also, if you ever want to, do a night version of this route, you just gotta. Oh God, you just gotta like take these closed doors and shove them on there, but I'm not going to because it needs to be open.
Aren't there proximity doors? I thought somebody made proximity Tidmouth shed doors.
As in,
like when you get close, they'll open up, but when you're far away, they close.
You mean those sliding things that go like either side?
No. It's the Tidmouth shed doors, but I'm pretty sure somebody made proximity versions.
As in ones that go up or to the side?
To like those doors, they open up sideways with two. I think they're on attachment points, like where you find buffers and signals. I don't know if you have them installed, but I think somebody made those. I could be wrong.
No, I haven't got those, but I have got these. And these are the ones with the missing jumpy textures.
I swear somebody made proximity to the shed doors, but I could very well be wrong. As I am with those things.
I haven't done anything. Anyway, Norland flag. You wanted me to show everyone.
Oh yes, big pog.
That nobody in the chat knows what the Norland flag looks like.
Oh yes, everyone's. Oh man, this will be the first debut of the Norland flag. I made this, by the way, because I'm a geography nerd. It's beautiful.
The Grand Kingdom of Norland.
It's beautiful.
Norlandian Kingdom.
It's beautiful. I wanted all the other flagpoles that I found on the DLS were just straight, and they looked like they didn't. The flags were just like they looked like cardboard, just or like metal, because they were perfect. This is the only one that I could find where the flags were actually looked like they were, waving.
Yeah.
And I think they look pretty good. I was thinking because you were saying that you were going to do the Parliament building, or I think you may have already finished it, but I thought like, well, you
No,
could.
I haven't touched it. I haven't touched it since I last showed you it.
Oh well, I was thinking. I mean, well, I would assume that if Norland is a constituent country of the United Kingdom, that it would have its own autonomous parliament. I mean, I don't think that having an autonomous parliament for UK constituents is a good idea. But at the same time, apparently the government seems perfectly happy giving autonomous parliaments to the constituents. So, whatever. Um, but yeah, I thought if there was going to be a parliament building in Norland, it would probably be, instead of just being a regular British parliament building, it would be like a Norlandian autonomous parliament. So you could slap a flag on top of it. Probably under a Union Jack, actually. I am going to make a flag of the same one, but with Union Jack. I'm actually going to be making several ones. United States, Soviet Union. Don't question me. Because Soviet Union. But yeah, I'm going to be making a bunch of countries, even past countries that don't exist anymore. Why? Is it pointless? Probably. Am I going to do it anyway? Yes. Why? I don't know. I just think it's fun, I guess.
And there's going to be no judging on that whatsoever.
Exactly. I just like country flags. They're cool.
Because it's a free country. It's a free.
No, please. I hate it when people say that so much. Like, I'm an American. It's a free country.
Well, no, I hate it when people be like that, but I mean, like.
It's true, but like.
I mean, like, it's a free platform for everyone to do whatever they want.
Well, that's true.
That's what I meant by free country, not like whatever country, anyone's in. I meant like the platform.
Yeah, the platform is free for expression and whatnot.
I remember my old roots and doing.
Hey! Oh yes! Live with the Forest and your productions. Oh yes! Yes. Countries that don't exist anymore. My dude just brought up the Ottoman Empire, who I have constantly described as the raccoon of history, the trash panda of world history. Literally, whenever there was any other country that actually mattered was trying to do something in the Middle East or North Africa, the Ottoman Empire, or even in the Balkans, the freaking Ottoman Empire would always be there to screw it up.
I got a notification.
Now, I'm kind of sad that it became the Republic of Turkey, which was quite distressing to me, but still, come on, why'd you have to change the name to Turkey? I'm just saying, would you rather live in a country called the Ottoman Empire, which honestly really just sounds like a bunch of things that you put at the end of sofas, but an empire of them, the Ottoman Empire. But still, it's still kind of cool. Hey, that is literally better than being a food that people hunt, kill, and eat. Turkey. Hey! They're bringing out all of the dead countries. Another country that died after World War One. Austria-Hungary. Keep them coming, boys. Keep them coming. I guess I'll throw one out. East Germany. Because technically they were ratified as official countries after West Germany joined NATO. And in response, the Soviets allowed East Germany to join the Warsaw Pact, meaning that they were being recognized as sovereign nations. So, Eastern Germany, communism. The Soviet Union is gone. Oh, yeah, the Soviet Union. I guess you could say.
I was wondering why you need to bring that up.
Yeah, the Soviet Union. How did I not think about that for a second? I don't know, man. Let's see. Oh, Vichy France is also gone. The the German puppet state. So that's gone now. Oh, Grand Bolivia is also gone. Holy Roman Empire. Oh, the Roman Empire in general. Uh, Old mainland China prior to what? Oh, you mean the Qing Dynasty, or are you talking about like the Republic of China? Actual Korea, yeah, that's gone for now.
While we're here
What
at
other
Tidmouth
countries
Sheds,
no
I
longer
hate it when
exist?
people say that, the Vickerstown, the sheds that we see, the first sheds that we ever see in the Railway series in Edward's Day Out. I hate how everyone says they are Tidmouth, yet, the Reverend Audrey states that they didn't move to Tidmouth until 1925. So
I find it
it
funny
is,
that the terminus of the railway swapped sides of the island.
I mean, yeah, it kind of needed to, but,
I mean, I understand why. I just think it's interesting.
because Barrow became the new terminus, and you can't set up your own railway's terminus for another island on another island.
I really don't like. I don't know what he's talking about, but yeah. I'm trying to think of other countries that don't exist anymore. I mean, I guess we can't really count prior iterations of a nation. Well, I did say East Germany. Well, yeah. That was only the eastern part of Germany, so I guess I could call it a separate nation. I was going to say literally all of the Soviet puppet states in Eastern Europe before they were freed, but I guess that doesn't really count because it's not like they split Poland in half and each side became a separate nation. It was just a previous iteration of modern day Poland. So I guess that doesn't really count as a nation that no longer exists. Um, Sudan, fully united Sudan because they had a civil war where South Sudan gained independence. I guess. By the looks of what's happening right now, Israel may not exist soon. Good lord. Has anybody seen what's going
That's
on
where
over
we
there?
stop, because the modern current affairs stuff we don't touch on,
All right.
as you should know full well by now.
I'm sorry. Hey, current events are gonna be history someday.
Yes, and we can talk about them when they are history.
I mean, well, technically 9/11 isn't history yet, and people talk about it all the time.
Yeah, but that's recent history. That already happened.
What?
It isn't
I guess that is
current.
fair.
It
I guess
isn't
that is fair.
current.
If the EDO sheds were Vickerstown, that means Gordon's goods train. Oh. Wait, speak for a second? I think something's wrong with my audio.
What?
Okay, never mind. It appears to be fine.
Okay.
I listened to the song I Want to Go Home the other day, the one from Journey Beyond Sodor, and it does not deserve as much hate as it gets. It is quite the emotional piece. Oh,
I know. I played
Czechoslovakia.
that.
How did I not think of Czechoslovakia?
I played. I Want to Go Home while it was raining on the way back from school. And it fitted the mood so perfectly.
How much longer do I that one line just describes all of school, like ever. How much longer do I have to stay here?
Although
One
my
more
current
day or
school
a
is a lot
month or a
nicer and
year?
better in every way, almost. But, in almost every way.
But like, yeah, I don't like it when people hate on that song. It's actually quite decent. It's an emotional piece. I mean, granted, though it may not be as memorable, alongside the very jaunty songs of the rest of the film, but like, it's still good.
Hang on a second.
All I want to
If
do is get back
the
to Sodor.
hang on, if the
What
sheds
is
are at this
Sodor?
town, hang on. I need to like. I'm reading it off my phone, but it's too small to properly read. So if the sheds are at Vickerstown, that means Gordon's goods train is heading to Vickerstown. Well, I mean, he could go to Tidmouth, maybe, and head on back down to Vickerstown.
I have a problem. We have been
Yeah.
live for 39 minutes or 35 minutes, and it really doesn't feel like it's been 35 minutes.
Oh, wait, hang on. 35 minutes.
I know.
Well, I
It
made
does
a
not feel
promise
like it's been.
yesterday that I would do a running session on this route of user requests for about 10 minutes at the start. So people start suggesting stuff because I'm going to do it to fulfill my promise so I can't, be called out for not doing it. Start requesting. And then after the requests are over, I'll get Tidmouth finished. I promise. Imagine being like the signalman in charge of this area.
So a nightmare.
Yeah, but it's just like, because the thing is, in signal boxes, that's the map you get. You get an overview of all the points that you're in charge of and all the signals and all that, obviously. Imagine looking at that. Especially this, like this dark blue bit down here. You just know that that's trouble because look how many points there are over here. Like all these tracks will get you wherever you want to go, as long as you're coming in either this direction or this direction.
I forgot. I was about to say something, but then I forgot. Oh wait, it just came back to me. Anyways, but yeah. See, even you forgot the amount of time that we've been streaming because it felt so short. I knew that wasn't the coffee high talking. Making things seem like it's been way shorter than it actually is. Prussia, that's another good one. Prussia,
actually,
and
I've just
literally
realized
every other of the Germanic states.
If this is the railway series, say if SSOC Gordon was in the railway series, you know how it's got those big 2 tenders and everything, he would not be able to fit here as he does in the series without a major extension to this shed, kind of like SSOC, but there's no room because this is where the lot will be, like parking lot, and I want it to remain perfectly square. So, you know how we've got this super long track at the back? This can be for Gordon, like SSOC Gordon if he was in the Railway Series. Or if Railway Series Gordon got 2 tenders. And if Flying Scotsman's visiting, Flying Scotsman can park up here as well. So there's plenty of room.
I'm not going to lie. I'm kind of sad that Yugoslavia is gone now, along with several of the other Baltic states. Because now the freaking Baltic is so tiny. All the literally, all the countries there are just being referred to as the European microstates. And it's like, for Lord's sake, why is this like this? Europe, I would not expect so many tiny, ridiculous, tiny nations from this. This is something I would expect from Southeast Asia, all the little pointless nations that really don't need to exist. Like, come on. This is for the same reason I sort of miss Austria-Hungary. Like, Austria-Hungary and Yugoslavia are 2 nations that I do sort of miss. Just because it created more big nations in Europe instead of a bunch of tiny little nations that don't really do anything. Like Croatia, when was the last time you heard them do anything interesting? No offense to any Croatians in the audience, but seriously.
Okay, hang on a sec. So, Johnny says, I know you said you're setting the route in the 1970s to the present. So will you be doing the old Knapford Junction or the new one? I will be doing both. I'm using the SI3D one as a basis for now, but I will eventually make my own once I've got, all the stuff around it set up. I just needed to, like when I'm building a route that, already existed, for example, like this route, there's already been a route of it, then I use that as a basis to get my direction standpoint, because creating, say, the island of Sodor from scratch, like I did with the SSOC one, that was very difficult. You know, getting everything all to line up and everything. So with this, like using the SI3D one as a starting point, like, you know, it's like a sentence starter that you do in primary school. I don't know if American high schools do them or not, but basically sentence starter. It's like that, but it's a route starter. That helped me get the direction, where in, you know, like what shape of the island, what spot on the island I'm in. Obviously I know where, but like, you know exactly which spot, and then all that. So
Hold
it's
up,
like
wait a second. Libya is gone?
there's already a Peel Godred route, and so I'm going to be merging that in and then completely overdoing, like not overdoing, what's it called, like completely replacing it once I've got it in space, so that I know kind of where I'm going instead of just making it go all over the place. And that should hopefully create a more accurate map. Also, this
Libya
is
is
the
gone,
bridge
apparently.
that you sent. Thank you for that. It was very, very helpful.
Oh, that's
And
El's
then,
bridge, isn't it?
yes, that is Elsbridge's bridge.
Now connected to
Alexa, shut up.
So Thomas's branch line isn't finished yet, but there you go. I'll just go for this overview map farm here. So you can kind of see, oh, I need to like turn off all the names. There we go. So you can kind of see basically anything that isn't these squares here, these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, anything that isn't this 12 like rectangle box thing, anything outside of that is what I've done so far. And so eventually, once I've built all of these and, you know, gotten everything all lined up, this will be completely replaced. Like, it'll just be wiped clean, and I will rebuild and build whatever I want to go on here. And then that way it will match more of my regular building style and will look less unique compared to all the other places, and all kind of match a bit better. But speaking of Knapford Junction, we will get there once I ride down in an engine, because I kind of want to do that. So, suggest what engines you want me to do. And I'm not going to say Gordon, because I've been driving about in Gordon for the last 4 weeks, and he's the only engine I've driven. So any standard gauge engine for me to drive, and I will...
I was thinking Scarloey, take him down to Thompson branch line, you know.
Any reasonable mainline engine, like, you know, Bear, Henry, James, you know, all of that.
Can I request? I'm a fan.
You can request for the journey back, because Johnny has suggested Henry.
Henry.
So we'll get these new Mark 1 coaches that I found, because they're absolutely brilliant and clever, and, you know, all that. Because these coaches, they look like the Hogwarts Express coaches at the moment, but once I do this and make sure the brake van is actually the correct way around this time. I don't think it is, no. Swap that round, that, and that. This can go into livery and change out of its colour into whatever I want it to be. So what should we have Henry pull? The dark brown coaches or the wild nor'wester?
Dark brown, dark brown, dark brown, dark brown, dark brown, dark brown, yeah.
Okay.
Hey. Actually, wait, no. Now I feel bad. Let them decide. I feel bad taking away their potential requests.
No, you can decide. You can decide the coaches, because you were denied the engine.
Yeah,
And
I
we'll
like the
go
brown coaches. The brown coaches look really lovely.
There's also a nice crimson and cream, which looks really good as well.
Cream.
Also a chocolate and cream. Chocolate and cream looks nice.
Chocolate.
There's maroon, which is what we've already got. And then there's also southern green for the southern fans, which is a bit plain, really. And then we've also got the limited, which is nice, but looks a bit, yeah. Then we have the royal train, which, you know, it's still kind of plain as well, but it is unique enough. And then we have.
God said, did you just call the royal train bland?
No, but I don't like how the roof is the same color as the body.
Yeah, that I have to admit that is kind of horrible. But God save our
And then
brave
this is the Wild
train.
Wester, which is what I was driving about in the other day. So we will get the dark brown, and we will go to options and get express boards. And there's no. We'll just put the limited for now, just for example. Oh wait, no, that's a different color. Never mind. And then we'll go to livery and apply to train, so it will do the work for us. And there we go. So let's get him.
I just realized if you take all the amount of times that anybody has ever sung on stream, I think I have sung the most on your streams.
You have.
I know that's a really strange record to say that little record, I guess, to say that I have, but like, I don't know. I just think it's weird that I've sung the most.
Right, should we go with blue Henry or green Henry?
Blue. My vote. Again, I still feel bad requesting when the
I'm asking.
Oh, is that Cameron's reskins?
Yes.
Oh yes, I remember. He was showing me those. He hasn't actually said. How is it that I've got them before, or that? How is it that you've got them before me?
What?
I was just confused.
Because Cameron told me.
for the Railway Series thing.
What do you mean, like the folder?
No, for the screenshot series. Isn't that why he made them for you?
No.
Oh.
He just made them fun.
Oh. Okay.
We'll just get it so easy. Oh wait, no, that's.
What the heck? I just saw a video about Hearts of Iron 4, and it was, what if Mexico built a wall, and it has a photograph, or it has a photoshopped image of Mexico with like a wall, and then a very, very shocked looking Donald Trump, like a photoshopped, very over exaggerated, shocked looking Donald Trump on the cover.
Right.
I just thought it was funny.
Okay. We are about to depart from the big station at the end of the line.
Oh no, Henry is green. I gotta be honest.
Yes, I love that shot so much. Look at that at the yard.
Oh yes. I gotta be honest with you. There is nothing like hearing the steady beat of an engine puffing along.
I need to take a screenshot of that. That is beautiful. Just seeing the whole yard and all the tracks. I'm quite happy that I decided to go with the orange wall afterwards for the back. You know, the one with the arches. Oh no, the shed. The shed has been triggered. Oh no, and Henry's died. Oh god. Something happened with the points. It wasn't supposed to happen. Game struggling. Oh god, oh god, oh god.
Luckily, no one important was hurt. But yeah, all those passengers, yeah, sorry, they're gone.
Well, trains just crashed. Anyway, that lasted long. That was a good journey.
Yes, very good journey, honestly.
That was completely unintentional. I don't know why the points were set to the track that has an end to it.
Very large pog. Very large pog. I eat logs. Actually, no, I don't. I promise.
All right. It's loading back up again, and we will make sure we do that right this time. And I'll put Henry on a different track.
So, I've actually should tell you something that I find very funny. There was a video on TubeTube of a woman who is getting arrested by this police officer. It was uploaded about 7 years ago. And this woman is going off on this poor policeman about how she is an Article 4 free inhabitant, which basically states if you are a free inhabitant or a, free citizen, you are allowed to have all of the rights of a citizen of the United States of America, but you do not have to abide by any of the laws, which sounds ridiculous and understandably so. And it is Article 4 free inhabitant of the Articles of Confederation in the United States Book of Codes. Now, those of you who know your history will know that the Articles of Confederation is a precursor to the Constitution. And this woman was being arrested 7 years ago who is saying this. And now, there's a lot wrong with what she's saying. For example, when the police officer literally just tried to take her bag because she might, yes?
This is a train show.
Wait, don't worry. I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to say anything bad. But this is still really funny to me. And so the funny thing about this woman, she is just screaming at this poor policeman. And the funny thing about the Articles of Confederation, Article 4 free inhabitant, not only does the Article 4 free inhabitant thing no longer exist, the Articles of Confederation have been discontinued. Get this. It wasn't like it was discontinued like a year before this. The Articles of Confederation were discontinued in the 1780s. I just think that's so funny to me. If you actually want to watch the video, you can just go to YouTube and look up "free inhabitant lady" or "free inhabitant."
It's time travel.
What?
It's time travel. Person time travel from the 1700s.
I don't know, man. She had the voice of a freaking. One of the comments was literally, "This lady has the voice of a dentist's drill." Her voice is so annoying. Ben, I will send you the video after the stream. It is the. But yeah, this woman's completely off her off. Actually, I was gonna say she's completely off her nut, but then I realized she needs medication. Apparently, I think so. She's completely insane. And I was going to go on about the whole thing that she said after the policeman removes her from the car and tries to take her bag because she could potentially be armed. But you said this is a train show and this is supposed to be family friendly, so I won't talk about it. But if you do want to see the video, it's literally just look up "free inhabitant lady." It's the first one. The woman's name is, or the YouTube channel name is Free Inhabitant 4, with about 700 subscribers, and the video has around 800,000 views. So, I still find it funny. It's she's acting off of legislation that hasn't been in use for 200 years.
There we go. Look at that. Doesn't that look nice now?
Yes, it does look nice.
And we're on our way again.
Hey, Simon Sodor, how are you, bro?
Hello.
Doing well, I hope. Here we go. Now we're up again. Henry, onwards into the night. That was a rubbish Henry voice, but onwards into the night. Wow, I cannot get my Henry voice on point today. Onwards into onwards.
Onwards into onwards, yes. There you go. Doesn't that look good, though?
Let me have a look. Glad to hear it, Steam on Sodor. Suddy and Steam on Sodor, 37-1945. Wait, 37. I don't know, man. I'm high on caffeine.
Here we go. Have a look at this. Imagine having like a front row seat, like living in these houses here, and you get to look out your window every day as the engines come.
That'd be really annoying for the night trains.
Oh yeah, but like, you know, you get to see all the engines like driving past. I certainly wouldn't mind living there.
I mean,
and this is the SI3D bit of the room.
I'm just saying, the spectacle of living right next to a railway line in the age of steam. Yeah, it sounds really cool, but living that close, right next to the roads and the railway line, would be excruciating in the middle of the night. Like, yes, a train in the distance sounds very nice and calming, but, you know, that's in the distance. If it's right outside your house, it is like, chuff, 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 chuff. You awake, bruv? Yeah, guess what? Because I'm a train. My driver and fire.
I mean, that's kind of more like, that slow chuff, chuff, chuff is more, that's more like a gradient, like going up a gradient, but there's no gradient where those houses are.
Well, fair. Goods trains would probably be like, you know, going slower. So it'd be just, you know.
No, yes, fair enough. Oh yeah, and this is to answer your question. This is to answer your question that was in the that is still on the screen now, Johnny. This is the SI3D Knapford Junction that's, like, you know, long since been abandoned. I will be doing my own version of this. In fact, I already started because I don't know what platform it had originally, but it didn't come with the route for some reason. Like, it didn't work for me. So I've included my own platform. Well, I say my own, the platforms that I had previously.
Hey, I've got a little confession to make.
I'm gonna say abandoned platforms that I had previously to put here. So eventually, this whole area will be redone. In fact, I'm not too happy with how the road was done here. So I'm going to redo all that eventually and redo all the town with some newer buildings. And then, you know, I've already replaced all the.
Steam on Sodor, I'm doing.
I've already replaced
because I missed
I'm going to be replacing some more of the assets, and then it will be completely original. So yes, there will be one of those. The whistle at the whistle point, and into the tunnel we go.
And Steam on Sodor 1739, I'm doing well. Thank you. Anyways, so as I was saying, I kind of have a little bit of a confession to make. So, remember how I said that I drank that entire coffee?
Yeah.
At the beginning of the stream. And remember how I, how coffee is like, has water in it. Also, the stream just passed 1 hour, but you know how coffee has water in it and stuff?
Yeah.
And you know this thing called regret. And you know how when you drink a large quantity of water, you normally need to pee really, really bad when it comes back.
Edward, we're not going back to this.
I'll be back in a second. I really need to use the restroom.
And in 4 minutes, it will be 2 hours since the stream was supposed to start. Once you're back out of this tunnel, I will put down the Wild Nor'wester. I just needed to get Henry out of this tunnel so I could delete him from existence. Well, you know what? While I've got the Wild Nor'wester on here, I could make this a train. I get rid of Henry, and then I won't have to put down those coaches again. There we go. And once that's saved, we'll delete those coaches and put down the Wild Nor'wester. Oh no, the coach liveries didn't save. No. Ugh, okay, here we go again. Right, we'll put on the Wild Nor'wester, apply to train, apply to. Oh wait, no, that's the brake coach, isn't it? Express boards, the Wild Nor'wester, yes. And there we go. It now says the Wild Nor'wester on the side, so that's good. And now we move on to the composites. So we'll go express board, Wild Nor'wester, apply to train, yes. Livery, Wild Nor'wester first class, apply to train, yes. Okay. And I know there's definitely one more coach that hasn't received the treatment. Oh wait, never mind. Oh, the other brake coach must have. Yeah, okay. Let's go. And here's Gordon. He also comes with smoke deflectors, and I have an SSOC version of them. Right, let's check the comments in a second. I've just seen one pop up on the phone. Where did you get him from? I got Gordon. I got Gordon from Cameron. It's from his Railway Series collection. It's not released yet, but will be at some point, I believe. But at the moment, it's a private model. But yeah, Cameron will be releasing it at some point. Yeah, you can get a smoke deflector version. If I just go on that and click on him and go to options, if you go to blank, smoke deflectors, and then click off, he now has smoke deflectors. When will Edward return? I don't know. It could be any time, really. I still need to fix the point problem that this
Did
has.
somebody say that I could turn up at any moment? No?
Yeah, Steve and Soda did.
Yes, I have returned. And also, yes, those models will be releasing at some point. And I can give you an idea where. Well, actually, their fate is kind of undecided at the moment. Cam was actually speaking to me about it earlier today. Empire.
There we go. And if you look over the edge of the shed, over the edge of the station, you can see the ship in the background. You just stop there, right?
I like ships.
Couple. Let's run into the head shunt now, and then let's get turned around for our return train. Look at this slow crawl from Gordon. I can imagine Gordon being at the station and saying, "I want a view," you know, just looking out at the station here, because he can't really look to the left once he's past this wall, because especially, there's like the whole.
You know how Gordon is. He needs that panoramic view.
Yeah.
Yes, Gordon.
Oh,
panoramic
Gordon
view.
won't go anywhere.
Panoramic view.
That's as far as the game will let us go. So I hope that will be enough to turn around. It should be. Got to slow down here for when we go across the point. Did it work? Yes, it is. It is working. Gordon is crossing the points from the head shunt. And there we go. He is running around his train. See where we're going. Right, where are we now? See, it's a huge mess to try and get to the turntable from here. Because we got to go like all over the place. So let's see. Free roaming. What we'll need to do is go there, and then once we're over here, we need to go here and then flick the points to there, and then go on the turntable. should work now. And of course, you can see the green for the L and the R and the R through here. Cameron's going to fix that when he gets the chance. I think I may have sped up a little too quickly. Right, there we go.
I will report to Cameron that you just said that. You said that I love that Gordon. Well, my fine friends, I will let you in on a itty bitty secret. Yeah. I don't actually know if I'm supposed to say this yet, but if I'm not, sorry, Cameron. But
hang on a sec. Simon Soda says, I love your SOC Gordon, but I think you should give him black wheels. I'm not going to be painting up my model because I kind of need him for, flashback scenes especially. And when we remaster series 1 and 2, it won't be, because of all his other appearances, it won't be very
consistent.
Consistent. Like the continuity would be ruined, and I'm a stickler for continuity. So here we see number 4 Gordon of the NWR pulling onto the Tidmouth turntable, ready for his turnaround for his return trip to Vickerstown.
I can tell you, my friends. I'll let you in on a little bit of a secret. That I can tell you.
God, this is going to be so close. He's not big enough for the turntable.
I can tell you where you can find those models, everybody here. I can tell you exactly where you will be able to find them very soon. Along with not just these liveries, but even more.
Yes!
Livery expansion packs, more content, even, you can find all of those reskins that are done by Cam and more. At least all the ones that you've seen here, like the Gordon and the Henry, and even more. They will be on a train site debuting very soon called Brindham Bay 3D.
Which is totally not a rip-off of TWA trains because these two are in it. No! Gordon, where are you going? Come back!
But you will be able to find them on a site called Brindham Bay 3D, a site co-owned but I love how you just said that you like. Tidmouth Sodor said that he likes the models, and now I'm just marketing. Cameron would be proud.
There we go. Okay, off to the
express. You'll be able to find all of those models and more on a new site called Brindham Bay 3D, co-owned between the Great Western Scott, also known as Cameron, and myself. But with not just these models, but even more models. TV series reskins with Railway Series colors, eventually CGI reskins for people who want those, and with enlisting the help of, talented people and, well, myself, models designed in most part by me. Yep, we've got a crew. Well, we've got a trio actually. Yeah. And anytime, bro. Oh my god, my dreams. But yes, we will have a bunch of stuff, and it's going to be coming quite soon. I can't give exact dates at the moment because we're still kind of, figuring everything out, deciding what course of action would be the best to take on when to release things and when, stuff like that. We're really just waiting on, a couple more things, but yeah. Models will be available, and they're going to be really epic. And I'm honestly just so pumped to, make content for the community and stuff. Like it's gonna be quite fun. But yeah, we're kind of creating.
It's gonna be quite fun, says Edward, who's been creating content for TWA trains for ages.
I mean, I enjoy making for TWA trains as well, and I will continue to create content for TWA trains. It's just that I'm kind of excited to have something that I own a little slice of, like.
You do. You own TWA trains too.
That is true, actually. I kind of forgot my owner role, but you took Zane's owner role away.
Yeah, well, we said goodbye to him.
That is true. but yeah, now I have one that like I birthed, you know, like I joined TWA trains after it existed, and now I have one that like I was there from the conceptualization of. But yeah, it's going to be quite why what? For reasons. But I'm TW or bleh, sorry, Brandon Bay 3D will come soon, and I'm so pumped. It is going to be. Oh, I'm literally dying with excitement. We actually will probably very soon be opening with Cameron's reskins, and then my models will come on later, just because we kind of want to get the site up and running and stuff. But more content will be coming up. Will be coming soon. Like I want to do buildings. Remember those flag packs that I was, or the different country flags that I was speaking about before? That is actually me kind of referencing a plan that that's something that I wanted to do for BB3D, which is I want to release flag packs. I decided that I wanted to actually, if it was okay with you, Ben, I wanted to release the Norland flag on, TWA trains, as it feels only right to do so,
Well, I mean, you kind of have to if it's going with the route that's going on that side.
I mean, that's true. It'll be with the dependencies, but like as a separate, like as its own thing. Like if for whatever reason people, well, no, you can't make it a payware asset. I don't think it's for it's DLS. But yeah, so it'll be one of the dependencies for the Norland route. But if you don't have the Norland route, you can still get a Norland flag. So that way you can make whatever route you're making a little bit more Norlandier, if you catching my drift. But yes, that will be like I said, if Ben approves, will hopefully be released as its own little thing on TWA trains. But if you would like more flag packs, in future of different nations, you can go to BB3D and get some of those, because they're actually one of the projects that I'm quite excited to do aside from my models and stuff. And then also I want to do buildings as well. Which will probably be easier to make than the models, actually. But yeah, I definitely want to do some of that. And then a bunch of different flag packs will. I don't know. It just seemed like a fun idea. So yeah, BB3D is going to be really fun. Actually, no. And there is a Discord.
There we go, and we have arrived.
Oh, we've arrived at where?
Natford Junction.
Oh, Pog. There is a Discord server that could potentially be open before the site actually makes its debut. So.
And that's where we'll leave the running session for today, and I will go back to edit.
What? Sorry?
No, I said this is where we'll leave the driver session for today and go back to editing.
Ah.
I'm also going to make a cup of tea in a minute, so I might leave for a bit and then come back.
All right.
To go make said cup of tea.
I was about to say I'm worried because the stream will be like under my responsibility, but I remember I did that one stream based mostly by myself where I was like the only commentator, and I think most people loved it, aside from the people who want to rip my guts out of my chest. Hey man, I'm not intimidated by those people. I am plenty used to having people who want to rip the guts right out of my chest.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing from your point of perspective, because you seem way too happy.
Oh, it's terrible. But hey, you never know true friends in life if you've never had enemies. Wise words with Edward.
Yeah.
But yes, a Discord server will be open soon for people who want to, get the Discord exclusive releases and stuff. There will be some of those. I would share some of the models that I have for the site, but I don't really want to commit. One, spoilers. Two, I actually don't have my. I'm not on my computer right now, so I can't exactly screen share. So. But I can confirm to you that everything that will be released is top tier. Actually, I'm sorry, I can't confirm that. That's probably a lie. But I think it's at least good enough for most people because the way that I test if my models are decent enough to go, be sent off to be rigged and stuff is I asked Cameron, is this good enough that you'd use it in your series? And then yeah, probably is good enough for me. So, hey guys, next time you go to BB3D and look at the models section, you can
In other
remember
words,
that.
the first time. In other words, the first time you go.
Yeah, the first time you go to BB3D, you can look at that model section and be like, yeah, you were getting good quality models because they got a yeah, probably rating. Not a yes or a no, but we got a yeah, probably in a very monotone Cameron voice. So, hey, at least it wasn't an angry Cameron voice, which is most of the time what he speaks to me in. So, yeah, probably is quite good.
All right, what else does the chat say?
Basically, Simon Sodor getting really hyped for BB3D.
Okay. What else?
Steam on Sodor 1937 getting really hyped for BB3D. Hold up, I'm scrolling up to find the last message that was not from him. Oh, there it is. Wilbert the Forest Engine. So Gordon just turns green when far enough.
Yes, he wants to revert back to his LNER days.
Steam on Sodor asked if he could rejoin the Discord server for TWA trains.
Well, what would be the way to say this? You
come back when you're a couple of years closer to your inevitable demise.
Because that's kind of like, I'm sorry, but that's the rules of Discord. I kind of don't want to break them, and plus, the admins kind of keep a tab on people that are underage in the server, and they kind of yell at me as well. Again, I'm sorry.
Personally, I just gotta say, the best way to say this is come back when you're a couple of years closer to your inevitable death.
I mean, it's not the best way to say it, but
hey, it's pretty good. It gets the message across.
Yes,
it sucks really badly, but well, Discord is Discord, so yes, he did. He. Oh, I'm so sorry, Riley. I totally forgot to say. Yeah, Wilbert the Forest Engine Productions is the third person in that team that I was referring to. He is the absolute unit, the absolute god tier legend who will be exporting and rigging the BB3D models. So yes, big
shout out.
Thank you. Huh?
Big shout out.
Yes, big shout out, big credit. You're a legend, and I'd kind of be lost without you. So, not like mentally, like I'm always lost mentally, but like when it comes to doing things, thank you. Yeah, and he's also designing the wheels because I'm bad. So thank you for that as well. Like seriously, I would not be able to do this without him. So, thank you. Anyways, sappy stuff out of the way. BB3D, yo!
I need a good station for Tidmouth. Like a good one.
Not to mention, Riley is really nice, and he doesn't get annoyed when I ask him to do stuff. So, like, most people, when I ask them to do things, either respond, well, either politely telling me to shove off or rudely telling me to shove off. So, we are top tier. Like, this, like, that was me whacking the area of my chest where my heart resides. Top tier friend. Top tier friend. He's always so nice about it.
Station
Anyways,
building.
I'll stop fanboying now. Sorry about that.
Station building. Station building. Station building. There is this, but I don't think that can hold up to a station this big. Glennock Station, yes, I'm sure this is Glennock Station. This is the best station I've ever seen. Oh, GWR small station. Yes, my small station loaded in. Okay, that looks nice. What about this one that I downloaded? Not as bad, not as good, but you know, it's okay. I really need a station building that's LBSC country station. Well, then again, it is country, not city. What's that? Oh, okay.
Also, chat, there are a couple of models that are complete for BB3D. No tenders for the tender engines, mind you, because I haven't gotten around to it. And I will tell them to you right now. We have Timothy, or a regular E2. The first one I designed was, believe it was either Edward or Thomas. But we have a regular E2, or Timothy, which is what he will be released as. We have Edward, James, Mark 1, and Mark 2 Thomas, which I'm very proud to say. Cameron, and remember, literally any praise from Cameron is high praise to me, because most of the time we speak, I'm getting verbally berated. So this is high praise. He said that my Mark 2 Thomas is one of the 3 Mark 2 Thomases he has ever seen that look good. So,
you're happy.
Yes, I'm very pleased with that. We have Duck and Oliver, which are the most recently completed. Duck was the most painful model that I've ever made. Duck and Oliver. We have Percy. And I actually did a Railway Series Percy, which will probably come out at some point. The only Railway Series engine that I've done so far. But I do, after I do these, I want to go back through and then do a TV series and Railway Series version of each engine. Just the reason why I did these ones first is because it's like, I just wanted to go like in my head when I envision these engines, what do they look like? And then I just,
went from there.
Yeah, exactly. Only issues that I created myself, basically just from being stupid. I made Oliver a little too short, but now I don't want to go back and fix it because he looks kind of, I don't want to say cute, but he looks kind of cool squished a little bit. He's the same size as Thomas, even though he should technically be in between the size of Thomas and Duck. And then, yeah, Railway Series Percy, like I said. And then there's one other model that I've made, which will not be on BB3D, and that is Jenny, Ben's SSOCOC.
SSOCOC. Social Stories, original character.
So, but yes, Ben's SSOCOC. SSOCOC. It is Jenny S&M number 4. and she will actually be, if everything goes according to plan, the first model that is, rigged, wheeled, and exported. And so I don't know. I just felt like giving her top priority for some reason. So yeah, that'll hopefully be going up on TWA trains if Ben permits it.
Which of course I will.
A pog. And so yeah, those will be so
Because
that'll
we're
be up.
desperate for more content, so anything that is really, really good is deserving of being on there.
Whoa, 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 whoa! I'm gonna stop you right there, sir. Remember, this is not really good. This is yeah, probably.
No,
Listen,
it's
we're not
really, really good.
No. You're overstating. I think you're overstating my skills. Now, things that Riley and Cameron make, yeah, you can call those really good. But anything that I make,
Cameron's models are just reskins.
Okay, fair enough. But I mean, Riley's the one who does like the extremely difficult stuff. He's the dude who does the rigging and exporting. That's why I'm so thankful.
He's the one who
Again,
makes
thank you, Riley. If you're still watching the stream, you're a legend. Yeah, he's the one who's doing the really difficult stuff. I just make bad looking models. I still can't find out how to do that thing to modify the models.
Still can't find a good enough station to represent Tidmouth.
I am, yes. You are a legend. You really are. Thank you.
Hang on a sec. I'm going to go look on the DLS for a bit. And in the meantime, I'm going to make a cup of tea and then look on the DLS. So just talk with Edward for a bit.
I just realized something. Oliver is actually not ready. He doesn't have Windows. So I should probably rectify that error at some point. Because the driver and fireman are screwed.
When the driver and fireman can't see outside.
So yeah, I should probably fix that.
Okay, I'm gonna go make a cup of tea and then I'll come back.
I'll do it later. I'm lazy. Here at VB3D, we have top-tier modelers who work with no breaks, constantly working so hard. Yeah, I'll do it later. I'm lazy. Ollie wind, no winders. Ollie wind, no winders? Oh, I need to be entertaining you guys. With the misses. Let's see. What should I say? I have the opportunity to say anything that I could ever want to say. So I guess I'll say, everybody, go subscribe to the Blue K2 on YouTube.com. You can just go ahead and type it right into the YouTube search bar. My channel will come up. Please subscribe. I'm gonna probably stream there sometime soon. I don't know, probably. Go subscribe. Best channel on the internet, guaranteed. Not really. It is the best channel on YouTube, guaranteed. Your money back is definitely not probably guaranteed. Is definitely probably not. Is not guaranteed. Yeah, your money back not guaranteed. So yeah, go ahead and go subscribe to that channel, best channel on the internet. That is okay. I'm sorry, I'll stop. But please, like human to human, please go subscribe to my channel. YouTube statistics say that less than 50% of my viewers are subscribed. Sorry, I can't do the dream thing. But yes, please go subscribe to my YouTube channel. Anyways, I'm sorry. I'll stop plugging now. Jesus. What should I entertain you with? So, good Lord, if I can't figure out You see, normally Ben, when he needs me to like carry the stream for a little while, will prepare me so I have time to come up with a bit. Right? I'll normally try to come up with a bit beforehand that I can do. But now he's just throwing me out on the fly, so I really don't know what to do. I guess I could just tell some stories for a little while. So, I just realized that I'm not an interesting person. So there was this one time. I don't know if I should be saying this because the CIA will come and get me. When I was a young child, me and my father were on this Ranger. It's a buggy. It's like a Polaris buggy thing, and we were just riding around because it was getting later. It was getting late, and we just decided to take a ride in the evening because I was a small child and I liked cars at the time. And there used to be an area that was but it was like a large open field, and you could get to a forest, but in between the forest and civilization, there was this humongous flat land field, and I have so many memories just going on a ride through that field. God, classic. And one day, there was a time where we went past the field, and then we sort of got lost, and then we, without knowing, passed a no trespassing sign. And I kid you not, this was the scariest thing that I've ever experienced. And probably now that I can think about it, the only time that I have broken the law in any serious way. We did not notice because it was dark. And we were leaving the area, and I heard a helicopter flying over us. And usually this is no strange occurrence where I live. Helicopters fly by all the time, whether they be news, civilian, or especially in my area, military. And I thought nothing of it until we stopped for a moment right outside where we got lost, and that we had left the area where we were trespassing. And then we saw the no trespassing sign and realized, oh God, we were just in an area we weren't supposed to be. Oh, good God. So we were a bit worried, and then we noticed that there were cameras by the no trespassing signs. So we were like, uh-oh, that's no good. And so we were like, what are we going to do? And then the chopper noise that I noticed while we were stopped for about, for a good like 9 seconds maybe, the chopper sound wasn't dissipating. And then right at the end of those 9 seconds while we were stopped, I kid you not, a spotlight from the helicopter shone down on us, and some alarms started going off. And I freaked out. The freaking helicopter light shone down on us. It was still blazing. For God's sake, I thought the SWAT team was about to come down on the little buggy that we were on, like some next level, like dropping in through the line. We were about to get arrested, taken to some sort of government facility. So we were freaked out. And I would like to say I do not condone running from the police, and neither does my father. We do not condone running from the police whatsoever. If the police are in your, are trying to, catch you, don't break the law. Just surrender for real, unless the police force are, like if you're in no, actually, no, there's no circumstance. If you're doing something illegal, just stop it. Let the police detain you. Just stop it, because you're just going to make it worse for yourself if they do catch you. Now, with being said, we ran from the police. Okay, so I don't know if that. I never found out if this helicopter was from the police. So we were like, okay, we probably shouldn't stay in the area where we were just trespassing. And so we just went home. Like, we drove home. The helicopter noise dissipated, the spotlight turned off, and we went home. And to this very day, now mind you, this was about 5-6 years ago now. On to this very day, we have never heard anything from anyone. The owner of the property never contacted us. We were never visited by the police. The government literally never came to us at all. And I literally looked directly at the camera, and so did my father. So there's no way in God's name that they did not see it. I don't know if the audio picked up the fact that we didn't know we were trespassing, because my dad was like, "Oh, I don't know if I'm allowed to swear, but he was like, "Oh shit, boy, we were just trespassing. Oh no, that ain't good. Remember, don't trespass, son. We had no idea, so that ain't good." And so I was like, "Oh crap, we broke the law." And so I don't know if the cameras just picked up audio, and so the owner was like, "Okay, never mind," because it was an accident. I really don't know. But we went home and we were fine. I have no idea. I to this day, to this very day, I I I don't understand what happened. I don't know if it was the police. I don't know why the alarms triggered when we left the area. I I don't even know why the area where we had been riding thousands of, where we had gone to drive that hundreds of times, was now trespassing. Um we never heard anything back from the police. And I remember as a small child, I was terrified because, this is back when I was, like, stupid. And I was so scared that the police were going to come, like, take me away to jail. Because at this point, I didn't know that children couldn't, go to prison.
Edward, what
So
are
I
you
was so
talking
scared that I was
about?
going
I
to go to
come back.
jail
I come back,
for
and
what.
I hear I almost went to prison. What happened?
And never heard anything back from the police. And so that is the one time that I've ever trespassed. And I was so scared that I've never trespassed again. Well, ever, because, well, I wouldn't have trespassed anyway, because I'm a puss who's too afraid of the law. Plus, my entire family are police officers, so they'd, like, arrest me. So I was.
Okay, Edward, can you explain what happened while I was gone? Because these reactions from
I was telling the story of how I trespassed and broke the law. Very interesting time in my life. Where I became I became a registered felon. No, I'm joking. I have tons of other very, very odd stories, from my life, and but that was one. That was probably one of the scariest things, where I had felt so much fear, because I thought I was going to jail. Like, dude, I thought I was going to get detained. I thought the CIA was going to come take me away or something. Like, I don't know. I thought, I don't know, man. I was just terrified. Um, and here's the funny thing. We went back to that area to see if the trespassing sign was still there. And the next time we went back, which is a little over maybe a week or two later, the trespassing sign, the cameras, everything was gone. And, there were even people who, when we got there, we saw that there were people still riding back there. So we went back to ride. And then, that area has never been registered as trespassing again. And, well, now it's all built up and there are houses where they used to be. Stupid fucking neighborhoods destroying nature. But, like, all that area is built up now. But the trespassing signs are gone. And never been returned. Like, oh, his internet's crashed again. So yeah, interesting time. Really, really interesting time. Yeah, I became big crime. I was a crime boy. You're on your own. Oh no. Well, okay then. Right. Okay. I have other life stories. Would you guys like to hear any more life stories? I will admit the other ones are probably going to be a little bit less overwhelming, because that was probably one of the craziest. So yeah, just tell me if you'd like to see any more life stories, because trust me, I have plenty of weird stories. That was probably the craziest one, because I became a big crime. I became a crime boy. But yeah. Okay, I got one yes. So all right, I'll tell some more life stories. All right. So, trying to think of another crazy one. All right. So I will tell a story about uh, mm, an entitled parent that I encountered. Now, I'm not going to use any real names here because I don't want to get sued, or I don't want to get anybody in trouble. But I have had my I can't tell life stories anymore. I think Ben may have just banned me from telling life stories. Sorry. I don't know. You just oh no, mobile. Wait, am I in trouble? Uh oh. I think his mobile data is failing as well. I have no idea how this stream is going to, how long this is going to continue on with just me. But hey, I will. It's Friday. I have no life left. I drank a bunch of coffee. I could do this all day till his internet returns, and I have plenty of stories. If you wanna. So I don't know if I'm gonna get in trouble for telling this story with Ben, but I'll just go for it. So, being I don't know if I should reveal this information, but I'll just do it. It doesn't matter. I'm actually disabled, which is gonna sound really stupid, but yeah. Long story short, a very very long story short. I have to use a walker to get around, not a wheelchair. They are different. A walker is something that you stand in and move around, and you hold on to handlebars, and you walk with those. My legs are too weak to hold me up alone. But yeah, so I have to use a walker. And so with this, I have encountered my very fair share of entitled parents. But this one was actually unrelated to the walker. I would just thought I say that I have plenty of entitled parents story to just entitled people's stories to share.
Edward, can you hear me?
You're back?
Yes. Yes.
All right, never mind then.
Aha.
The internet has returned. Okay, good. I thought I was about to have to tell life stories to the end of time.
Internet was the thing that stopped the stream from starting on time, and it's also the thing that stopped it from continuing, almost.
All right, I'm glad you're back.
And the saddest thing is that my cup of tea is now all gone in the wait to get the internet to work again.
Oh my god, I feel so offended. You said you're on your own, and then Riley, I was just singing your praises, and then you said no. The betrayal, the pain. No, it's fine.
No, but basically, so I made the cup of tea, came back, found the internet wasn't working, joined in, started talking, and then it kicked me out because the internet failed. And while I was waiting it to come back on, I was just slowly sipping my tea. And then the moment I rejoin is when the last gulp has gone down my throat. We missed out on the tea break.
No. The tea is why I guarantee the tea breaks are why some people watch this stream or watch these streams.
What? Because I
Wait,
drink.
have you ever shown your face
on stream off camera, but you can just hear the sound of tea.
Wait, have you ever shown your face on stream before?
No.
Oh darn! I was going to say if you have, if you ever do a face reveal for the tea breaks, you should turn on face cam and just drink tea for everyone. That'd be really
just
funny.
Speak. Just
Yeah,
drink.
exactly. Just complete silence and put everybody else backstage and just drink for 5 minutes. ASMR.
Okay. If I get to 2,000 subscribers, I will do that. The tea break
every stream, the tea breaks with face cam, so you can actually see. God, with in front of everybody. That would be hilarious. We need this man to hit 2K subscribers. Like
Pronto.
soon. Pronto, yes. Wait, 2 million subs on this channel or the other, or 1,000,000 on this channel or the other one?
On the other one, the main one.
The main channel, okay.
We get 2,000 subscribers on the main channel, and then that's when I will put everyone backstage and sit here for 5 minutes drinking a cup of tea in front of whatever people happen to be watching.
A little bit before engine, Riley suggested a station building.
Yes, I saw that, but the internet crashed. I didn't get a chance to read it all. Elnyas Country Station, No Yard. I had a look at that, but it's a bit too small. Like, I mean, it's a long station, I will admit that, but like, I was looking for something more 2-story.
Railway stations have 2 stories?
Quite a few do.
Well, damn. I'm screwed. Remind me not to go to railway stations with 2 stories. Good lord.
Hang on a sec. Share screen. Okay. Trains. Let's get trains up on stream again. There we go. Can you see that?
Yes, they can see.
Okay, so this is like the empty lot where we will be building. And I had a look at that one that you mentioned earlier. I had a look at that before all of the internet things started happening. And if I can find it again, Elnia. Was it county or country?
Country!
Yeah, country. Elnia country. Station country. Because this is the no yard one. I mean, I could use this. Actually, it's too long. It's too, yeah, okay. Hang on, we'll have a look at that. Because I was thinking something like putting it into the station itself and trying to blend all that in, if you know what I mean.
Oh, that does blend well.
I know, but it's just, it annoys me that there's the triangles and the roof and then there's that. It's just, ugh. I mean, it does actually look, it doesn't, oh, I need to move it over a bit though. But it doesn't actually look that bad. It's just a bit off, like, in my eyes.
I can hear my father outside depositing some beer cans into the rubbish bin.
It's funny that this is called Station Lodge, Elnyard, yet the Elnyard Country Station is bigger than the Station Lodge.
Large station. Oh, now he's... Oh, God, no, that's not good. That's illegal. I think my father's committing a crime.
What?
I don't know if I should be reporting my father, but, like, because, you know, family don't snitch on family no matter what, but, like, I think my father just committed a crime. I don't know if I should. I don't know if I should be speaking right now.
No, you should not.
All right, I'll shut up. Good Lord. Yeah, it'll probably be fine. Crazy old man.
Should I go with white pickets like this at the end of the station?
Oh, I like that.
It's like a bit of a protector, really, so that nobody falls on the buffers or damages the buffers, and so they don't fall directly in front of the engines, and they get protected.
Hey,
like I've been inside the National Railway Museums, like the station section that they've got, and they've got something similar like this in their station, where they've got the tracks along here like this, and then they've got fences at either end, at the end where the buffers are.
Gonna be real with you. I say if there are idiots close enough to get to the edge, I say let them fall in and die.
That would be you if you were controlled. But,
it would thin out. It would thin out the amount of stupid people.
Well, I mean, okay, yes, that is a very, very good point.
That's why I'm so happy. That's why coronavirus, in my opinion, is a blessing and a curse. Because it's super dangerous for old people and for young people, which sucks. But at least it'll eliminate all the stupid people on Earth who don't understand pandemics. Just saying. Just trying to put a positive spin on it. The millions of deaths. Ring around the rosy, pocket full of posy, ashes, ashes.
Okay, your version's very different.
What?
I said your version's very different to how I've learned it. Because you said ashes. You said ashes, we all fall down. Where it's a tissue, we all fall down.
A tissue.
Yeah, because it's like sneaking. Because you don't like cry ashes or breathe ashes when you're like infected.
Oh no, that's not what the song's about. The origin of that song is in Europe. Ring Around the Rosie. I actually don't know what that one's about. But Pocket Full of it was actually made in the 1600s during the plague. The Pocket Full of Posy is because they would stuff posies, which is like a type of rose or whatever.
Yeah, I know.
Around the
I do
corpses,
my history as well.
Oh yeah, or I mean I'll tell chat as well. The origins of that nursery rhyme is during the plague. They would put posy like in the pockets and stuff of the dead people who were mounting on the side of the road from the plague because it would stink up the place. And then ashes, we all fall down or whatever. Like I believe we all fall down is referring to everybody's dying from the plague. And then ashes.
No, but it says a tissue, we all fall down. That means like you sneeze and then fall down, dead.
Oh, interesting. The way I thought the ashes version, or at least when I learned the origins of it, was referring to the mass body burnings. They take all the corpses and then burn them.
This got super dark, and we should probably save it for the History Channel. That's all I have to say.
Fair enough. But yeah, those are the origins.
There we go. What do you think of the picket fence?
It looks good. Now nobody will die.
It's like a bit of a safeguard so that nobody tries and jumps on the engine stop plate.
Oh dear, now Gordon's gonna get really pissed off. His view is even less panoramic than it was before. He'll be so angry. Now all he can do is stare at the blank white picket fence.
You could use 2 buildings and have the LNER one in the station platforms. What do you mean, like, what do you mean for that as in the placement? You know how the Northwestern became the Northwestern region of British Railways in the books?
Yeah. How the engines avoided getting scrapped, I don't know.
Well, I don't know. I don't know either. Maybe it's because of like the faceless, the non-faceless thing, and all that.
But that doesn't exist in the railway series.
Well, yeah, fair enough. But anyway, the buffers that are here. I'm thinking that because I wanted to go with these buffers because they just look, quite good, and they also blend in with the platforms a bit better. I feel like when BR took over and during the modernization thing, they would have brought in some new buffers, to kind of bring all their main terminus stations up to date. You know what I mean?
Sorry, my father was just speaking to me about staplers.
Oh.
No context. Don't worry, it does not involve the crime he was committing earlier.
But do you see what I mean? Like, they would have like redone some of the station up and made it a bit more structurally sound, as over time it would have obviously been damaged and things like that.
You know another nursery rhyme that I just thought about that's actually quite dark?
Go on.
Isn't it like Mary Mary or whatever, the kid's name? But it was like, took an axe and gave her father 40 whacks. When she saw what she had done, she gave her it was her mom, yeah. Gave her mother 40, or took an axe and gave her mother 40 whacks in the back. When she saw what she had done, she gave her father 41.
Yeah.
And yeah, took an axe, gave her mother 40 whacks in the back. When she saw what she had done, she gave her father 41. It was this child who murdered her parents. It's like, what the heck? Why is this sung by children? Confirmed. All children who sing that nursery rhyme are plotting to murder their parents.
Oh, God. Of course you would do that, Edward. Of course you would think that.
So if you hear your child singing that song,
run!
There's a gun in your home.
I just realized something.
If you hear your child singing that song, hide all of the axes in your home. Grab a gun, and then go into the bathroom, lock the door, and then aim it at the door, and then just hide.
Anyway, so you see how these doors are here to this track that goes to the turntable that goes to every single berth here?
Also, pro tip, aim for the head.
But you see this?
Yes.
This entrance was bricked up as per your request. Which I quite like because it means there's no track running through the parking lot for the staff. However, that means that this is the only entrance and exit, meaning that not only in the mornings will it be a massive pain, but secondly, if the turntable breaks down, all of the engines that are in here are trapped in here for good until it gets mended. Or if like an engine derails on the points here, they're all trapped again.
Then don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Well, no, because you know that episode where the turntable breaks, because of ice, and the diesels get called in. I feel like a railway series version of that would work well with railway series Tidmouth sheds because they're physically trapped in here as well, and there's more of them in here, so the stakes are higher.
Yeah, because even Boko and Bear and they'd be stuck.
Exactly. I feel like that'd be good railway.
Fat Hat would have to really reach. Hey, maybe even if it's a railway series version, maybe he'd even request for those mainland engines to return. Send a request to British Rail and be like, "Hey, guys, How do I say this? But yeah, all my engines are freaking compromised.
Well, apart from like Oliver and Duck and
They stay at Tidmouth Edge.
yeah, but I mean they do really, but they also got their own shed in the 60s. So
I mean, yeah, but I still feel like they'd stay there because it's the terminus for. It's like the beginning of their.
no, but they'd stay there. They'd stay there every once in a while. But then it's like there's also
stakes.
there's also the sheds. There's also Wellsworth sheds where Edward is. And
I mean, yeah, but it's only a short jaunt. I like to think that I know it's stupid, but I like to think all the engines who at least have their work on the west side of the island will go to Tidmouth, because I think the
like a
schedule
region. It's like an engine shedding region.
Yeah, exactly. Like my theory is that the first and last train on Edward's branch line that he takes for the day goes to Tidmouth. In one case starts at Wellsworth, and then say it's the morning. He'll start at Tidmouth, and then he'll take the train, stop at every single station, get to Wellsworth, start his day with doing whatever he does. Probably run that train all the way down to Brendam. And then he'll come back up, only go to Wellsworth for the entire day. And then on his last train, he'll come up to Wellsworth and then follow the same route that he did in the morning back to Tidmouth.
Right.
And then for all of the other engine branch lines that terminate at Tidmouth, like the Little Western and then Thomas's branch line, the Fat Controller would probably just schedule it so that their last trains always are, going down,
And on for the other side of the island, they always stop at Vickerstown, like for the Ballyhoo line. You're saying
exactly. It would be the same way, just on the east and west. It would be two big. And I'm talking humongous
engines. They all the Peel Godred engines trains would just terminate at not Peel Godred. What's it called?
Engines who are in the center of the island are screwed.
Well, no, in the
they just have to sleep outside.
Well, no,
all the Peel Godred electric engines, they'll just have to cram into the Coldy Fell sheds and find a way to make it work.
No, but there's sheds. There's a whole electric maintenance depot at Kildare.
That's true. Yeah. So they probably sleep there. Yeah, that's what I think happened. That's
Thomas
kind of my
branch line. They all go to Farquhar because there's only 2 sheds at Knapford and there's 5 of them. So
also one thing that I think is also kind of dumb, but it's not really dumb because Audrey kind of wrote it this way, but also kind of didn't write it this way because it's weird. I guess he kind of flip-flops and never is completely 100% clear. So instead of Barrow being a stop on the island of Sodor, so you know how some railways would have miniature joint lines? They would co-own together?
Like the Ballyhoo line is co-owned.
Yeah, kind of like that. It's that.
And the Vickerstown to Barrow line is co-owned as well.
Yeah, that. But in my series, it's Barrow itself. The line over the bridge, Sodor. That's Sodor. And I feel like eventually when British Railways disbands, Sodor would probably get full ownership of the Ballyhoo line, or probably try and, they'd scramble it after the end of British Rail. And then, Barrow Compound itself Barrow Compound. Why did I say that? It's not a military outpost. But it is co-owned. It is anything after Barrow to the mainland is whatever operates there now, and then anything before Barrow.
I think it's mostly EMUs that go to Barrow now. EMUs and DMUs.
Okay, I think. So anything past that is run by them and whatever the railway they belong to. Then anything before that, the bridge and stuff, is Sodor line. But technically speaking, the last fully northwestern station on their line is Vickerstown, because Barrow is completely fair game, equal ownership of both railways. And then there's, of course, the same thing as the railway series. There's the little area. There's the goods yard for transfer of goods and engine facility there. But the engine facility isn't
I
as
don't
big.
like how it says in the railway series. It says that the sheds were ripped up. The sheds and turntable were ripped up and reinstalled at Barrow, which means there is an identical Tidmouth shed, but at Barrow now instead.
Yeah, yeah. In my series, Barrow is like Vickerstown is Vickerstown sheds, and there's tiny shedding facilities over there because it's technically Vickerstown is the last stop. Barrow is just like a meeting point, a middle ground, if you will.
Because I don't think they would have the main NWR, like other side of the line sheds at Barrow, because looking at maps of Barrow, even if Sodor had like fundamentally changed how it worked, the Northwestern wasn't around as Barrow. The Northwestern Railway wasn't around before Barrow and Inverness. And so that means if the yard and station were there before, there would be no place in that cutting for a roundhouse and turntable and all that. So there is no chance that could happen.
Yeah.
I mean, it could. I'm not saying it couldn't, but it's highly unlikely that would ever be able to happen.
Yeah. But yeah, that's my theory on it. Or no, not my theory, but that's how Barrow works in my eyes, because I don't know, it just makes more sense. And I kind of like the idea of Sodor being this concise little area. Like, Barrow always just stuck out to me being the one station. Like, yep, this is completely Sodor owned, chilling on the mainland. I don't know, I just didn't like it.
It's kind of like, it's more like...
It's like the demilitarized zone between North and South Korea. I don't know why I made that connection. But Barrow's the demilitarized zone. Yeah, it actually kind of is, because the steamies and diesels, they can just chill here. It's like if the steamies go beyond there, then the diesel engines will probably just, grab them and kill them. And then if the diesel engines go beyond there, they're going to be verbally assaulted and wrecked by the steam engines,
I mean, I'd rather, if I was a diesel, I'd rather be on Sodor rather than be a steam engine on mainland, if that's the way it goes. Because, say you're a steam engine, you go across the border, if you're a diesel and you go to Sodor, you get shamed for being evil or being a diesel in general. But then if you're a steam engine on the mainland, chances are the diesels are going to grab you and kill you.
They are going to hunt you down, track you down, find you, and I know those are all synonyms. They will grab you, take you to a cold, dank area, and then literally burn you alive. Burn your skin, tear you to pieces, piece by piece, until you are literally nothing. Alive.
And now everyone understands why nobody wants to go to England anymore. Like, everyone on Sodor, like, that's why Boko, Pip and Emma always do those longer services now, like Boko, Bear, Pip and Emma, because, the other steam engines, like, even if they're protected by the NWR, like, all of their things and everything, they're still going to get taken anyway, because the diesels don't listen to their controllers. We know that already.
Yeah, exactly. They established this. Also, in my series, another reason why it's going to be incredibly dangerous to pass over, like steam engines will literally just get grabbed for nothing, is because I think personally, and this is another way, even though non-faceless rights do exist in my series, because that feels like a realistic approach to the series. And actually, I don't like how in Victor Tanzig's series, they just come to life and then it's like, oh, yep, these things needs rights now. I feel like that would be like all the engines in Britain would go on a massive strike and be like, we will not work until you give us rights.
Yeah.
It's unrealistic. It's human nature that when we discover something, we will take it in as slavery. This is gonna sound horrible, and bad and stuff, but it's true. Like, look at
And
the American
this is like,
the American
you
Civil
know, this
War.
is like,
Black people were slaves in the United States until then. So if we found something new which can do labor for us, we would probably take it on as a slave, especially like engines. So I feel like they would have to go like I mean obviously they're not going to war, but they will certainly say we're not doing jack crap until you give us rights. Even if you scrap us, fine, but we're not doing
but you'll
anything to
have
you
no
until we can
machinery
secure
to
our
do
life.
your work.
Huh?
And they'll no, because they'll be saying, and you'll have no machinery to do your work for you, you scrappers.
Exactly. You'll have no machinery to do your work. And in my series, I always thought it was weird how in Victor Tanzik's series, I said in my series, but then I realized that's not how I wanted to start that sentence, so I changed it. But in Victor Tanzik's series, there's some things that come to life and other things that don't. I thought that was kind of strange. So in my series, everything is non-faceless.
Oh God.
Well, think about it, because sorry.
I know what you mean.
But
I know what you mean. It's just frightening to think that everything would be.
if the engines.
Hello there. I'm Jerry the Jet. I'm Jerry the Jet Engine.
Well, I not like that, but you know what I mean. Like a non-faceless. Like, why is it that some engines are faceless and some engines aren't? Like, what?
And I'm Bob the BMW. And I'm Mike the Mercedes. And I'm Captain the Lifeboat. I mean, that already exists, but still in the Railway series. Are you there, Edward? If you just... Oh, he's...
Yes, I am, but my mother came in and started making tribal hand signals.
Oh God, hang on a second. There's been like a whole bunch of comments that I haven't noticed. They've only just come in. Kildane, yes, Kildane. Yeah, the PGB terminates at Kildane, yeah. I just had like a memory blank then for a second. And Luke is here. Hello, Luke.
Sorry about that. Anyways.
Yeah, in the 1960s,
But like,
yeah.
If there were some engines that came to life and other engines that didn't, and the engines went on strike for rights, then they would just scrap all the machines with faces, and then it'd be over.
Yeah.
So at least all engines will have faces. And also, I've worked in a way to have non-faceless rights and have the BR takeover of just slaughtering steam engines left, right, and center by not revoking the rights of the engines, which I genuinely believe is going to happen in Victor Tanzik's series. Because you heard the idea in his series that, from one of the engines, that Parliament is thinking about revoking the rights. So I think that when BR comes around and they introduce the modernization plan in his series, the non-faceless rights will be revoked, which I don't know, it's just my theory. But I always thought that was kind of weird because, one, if you revoked the non-faceless rights, at least within my canon, the same thing would happen as before.
Except you would be like killing everything.
Exactly. And then also, if the public found out that in an age of the 1960s where everybody was all, make love, not war, man, peace and love, I'm a hippie and I don't understand anything about imperialism or whatever, everybody would lose their minds. Even the humans would be mad, Like, they'd be so
and I mean,
mad
there would be some diesels as well. There'd be some diesels, say like Boko and all that would, they wouldn't take it kindly either.
Exactly. Of course, some diesels.
And so that
could
be like
their few.
Like they like the nicer diesels would go on strike because they are kind of killed like not only their predecessors, but their friends as well.
That is true.
Because but then it raises the question of what happened before then, because steam engines were still being scrapped long before the 1900s.
That is true. But I have another reason, or I have another thing about how they do the modernization plan without garnering public interest. Because obviously, if they just scrapped the engine, it would be a violation of their rights. But at the same time, if the public found out that the rights were revoked, then they would lose their minds. So here's what I've come up with. So the British government, as usual, they're about 10 years ahead of the rest of the world in technology, as per usual. Um, and so they want to keep up that image, by modernizing quickly because they want to capitalize on this diesel stuff. But these pesky non-faceless rights are coming around. And then and then the railways also want to get rid of this because it's more efficient for them. So they come to an agreement, and it's they both want to get rid of steam engines for their both different reasons. Britain wants to keep up their image of being the most technologically advanced nation on earth, and the railways want a more they want better
A
timetables, and
more
they want more efficiency.
modernized, a more like futuristic image.
Exactly. And so they come up with a deal. BR is allowed to scrap the steam engines without revoking any rights, and then the government willingly looks the other way and points the general public the other way. Well, British Railways quietly scraps the steam engine under wraps. The British government agrees to, push the people away, so they don't, catch wind. And anybody who does and reports it, they just will probably throw some sort of phony investigation, like, oh, we investigated and there's nothing wrong and whatnot. Basically the government will look the other way and divert people's attention the other way. Well, British Railway just kind of sweeps all the steam engines under the scrapper's torch. Little bit of a corporation nation deal. Corporation plus nation deal. Nation plus corporation. And then they just kill the steam engines.
And it's like the song "Nothing's Gonna Stop Us Now," just as they're cutting them up. Like you can imagine all the scrap dealers just running around the scrapyard wildly, like killing all of the engines, just going, "Nothing's gonna stop us now. The stupid rules have been revoked, and now we can."
I actually want to get. I think I'm gonna have some engines who find out about this, and they'll just become anti-government. Basically, like maybe even Edward will be a little bit disheartened. Especially Henry will be disheartened, and James especially. He'll be like, my brother died serving this government. Now they're killing us all. This could feed out into a joke that I had the other day about James becoming a communist.
Oh, God.
At the height of the Red Scare. Because think about it. Communism is about total equality. James would feel betrayed by the government because his brother died to protect a government that is now turning on the steam engines.
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
That would probably push somebody to go communist. Total equality and fairness, would sound pretty good. And because the world hadn't discovered at this point that communism only works on paper and not in practice. So James probably, at least until the fall of the Soviet Union, would have to at least agree to disagree with the other engines on political policy. So don't be surprised in my series if you see James embracing Marxism. Singing the praise of Stalin. Okay, I'm joking. I won't go that far, but you get my idea. But yeah, I want to make sure that I want to make sure that when it comes to like political stuff, just not even just political stuff, but with people in the engines when it comes to outward policies and events. I don't like it when the engines are always just completely united, like when it comes to an outward force. Like I want to have someone just disagree. Like maybe during World War II, I'll have a fascist engine and be like, you know what? Screw you guys. I'm gonna go join the Nazis. You know what I mean? During the Red Scare, James the Communist. Just engines who disagree.
I can see you. I can see you doing that.
What's that supposed to mean?
Like I can see like incorporating it. Oh, that's making me pieces of toast. Hang on a second. I'm going to go have food. Be back in a second. What?
Oh, Jose, can you see by the earth's dawnly light what so proudly we held? Well, welcome. We are at the Twilight's last claving people. It's over.
Right, I'm back. But yes, Edward, I can see you doing that with James.
James the Communist. And I actually wanted to. James and Henry are two characters that I'm putting a lot of focus on in my series because I have very interesting character arcs for them. I don't want to spoil everything, but Henry, I will tell you all, Henry is partially responsible for Winston's death. And James is going to be, but here's the thing. When he gets back from the war, all James knows is that Winston is dead. And Henry sees how sad James is and knows how angry he'll be if he tells him. So he decides not to.
Dun, dun, dun.
And he keeps it a secret and only tells a couple engines, like Edward probably. Probably Edward and Gordon are the only engines who he'll tell. But he'll eventually reveal it, expecting that enough time has passed that James won't be angry. And James will flip out. Like, he'll be so mad.
Well, and understandably so, really.
Exactly. And then because Henry is a soldier, he'll say probably either I don't know, either he'll support the government in whatever it does, or he'll go against it. Like, I served for this country, and now, but like I said, I want to have opposing ideas. So I'll probably have James be like the dude who's like, my brother served for this country, and now they're turning against us. And then Henry's like a soldier who fought in the war and has faith in the government, and he'll be like, well, actually, I have faith in the government. Just to add even more conflict between Henry and James. But yeah, those are two characters that I would really like to, focus on heavily in the series.
There you go. You got a comment from Luke that says this series sounds very intriguing.
Oh, thank you. I'm pumped. I'm really excited to make it. It's just I'm poor.
Luke also says, I hate how all the engines have to be friends with Thomas in the series. Yeah, it's a bit of a...
It's a bit of like... Oh, don't worry. I'll have plenty of Thomas hate in my series.
Just because he's
Another
the number
focus
one.
that I want to do in my series is I want to keep
doesn't
Thomas...
mean he's the best. He's just there.
I want to keep Thomas to a minimal in my series. I don't want to force him out, obviously. Like, I don't want... Like, if I feel a scenario where I want to use Thomas... or if I just feel like he would be a good fit for a scenario, then I'm going to use him. Most definitely.
It's not like you're going to have Thomas on the Islesborough branch, just being there to comment with Duck.
God, no. He'll be on his branch line, maybe occasionally be doing some other stuff, but, very occasionally.
Yeah.
And another reason why I find it important to have all of the engines at Tidmouth in my series is because, one of the reasons why I find it very important to have all of the characters at Tidmouth in my series, or at least my core cast, is because of the same reason that Unlucky Tug says. It's kind of a special place where no matter what engine they are, where they should be on the island, like, Thomas isn't on his branch line, Donald and Douglas aren't wherever the frick they normally are. All the engines are there together. It's an area where
Donald and Douglas are like everywhere engines. They're at Edward's line, they're on Oliver's line, they're on the main line.
Yep, there are 3 areas that Donald and Douglas work on for in my series, and it's In the summer months, they're on the Little Western to deal with the tourism.
In the
Has
winter,
anybody noticed? Hold up, has anybody? I just noticed this. Has anybody noticed how similar the words tourism and terrorism are? Anyways, going back to what I was saying before. Don't want to come up with any conspiracy theories right now. They work on the Little Western during the summer months for the tourism, and then for the influx of supplies coming to the island to prepare it for winter, they work on Edwards Branch Line in the winter months, and then for autumn and spring, they work on the main line as supplementary mixed traffic engines.
I mean, I can kind of imagine them on the main line as well during the winter, occasionally to help with the snow.
That's true. But man, I'm so pumped up. There's another thing that I want to make sure that I do with Henry in my series. I want to incorporate both Henry personalities. It's a very important part of my series of Henry transitioning from that big pompous jerkwad to kind of the timid character that we see in the CGI series. Not too timid, but I want to have that. And Henry is going to be one character who throughout my series I torture.
Oh.
Everything wrong is going to happen to this man. He's going to be the reason why Kroven has a mental breakdown and is forced to be sent away, which ties into my Kroven backstory. He is literally going to watch Alfred murder suicide, basically, and fail, going to watch him explode. And mind you, Winston and Henry are going to be best friends in my series, like inseparable. And then he is going to be the direct cause of Winston's death. He will watch him explode as he runs away. I'm also going to have Henry, while he's in the war, he's going to bump into two Scottish twin engines. Who obviously exactly. Obviously, he won't really, he won't think anything of them until much later on in his life. But so Henry is actually going to be labeled as the commander of their squadron, and which is exactly why Henry gets Winston killed, and because he is going to be warned that there are enemy forces in the area, and an unknown number with the new Panzers, with the new Panzer Fives, I believe that would be being introduced at the time, with new Panzer Fives, which have untold power. They haven't seen enough of them in battle to gauge their strength against the British tanks. And Henry is going to make the decision that they are going to push forwards anyways to try and sneak behind enemy lines to make an encirclement. And while they're doing it, they decide the best course of action would be to split the 3 infantry divisions, tank divisions, and support divisions into miniature squadrons of 3. Winston, and then the engines that will be going with each are Winston, a 14 XX with a coach full of troops, and then Donald and Douglas, and then Winston and Henry will be going will be together as well. And then, while Winston and Henry are traveling through, one of the Panzers will find them. Winston is going to be carrying the fuel for the tanks because it's probably a good idea to keep the fuel and the tanks separately. Henry is carrying the troops and the tanks themselves. Winston is carrying the fuel. And well, they can't lose the soldiers.
You're practically revealing your whole series.
Hey man, why not?
It'll kind of ruin the moment.
Hey man, I guarantee this stream is, it's an early stream on this channel, and by the time it does get popular, this channel gets 1 billion subscribers. The stream will be old now, and plus, I guarantee not a huge amount of people who see this stream will not who will not be seeing my series, and plus, plans could definitely change because this series is probably a year or two away from even beginning.
Okay, yeah, fair
So,
enough. Then.
I want to make sure I have everything before I begin production. Everything that I'll need, all the models, all the scenery, the sets, all of it. Um, and yeah, Winston and Henry will be traveling together into enemy lines, and then one of the Panzer divisions will spot them. They'll trail them for a while, making sure that they get deep enough into their lines that they can cut them off. Encircle the encirclement, if you will. And well, they do so, and then one of the panzers starts to charge. Well, makes itself revealed. Winston sees it and then tells Henry to reverse backwards because they will not be able to outrun the panzer with their heavy loads. So he tells Henry to take the troops and the tanks back, and he will try to his best to make an adequate distraction. So he goes for it, and then right as Henry turns the corner around a hill, the last thing he sees is the beginning of Winston exploding.
Well,
and then the last thing he hears of Winston is his
it's
scream.
It's not really Henry's fault.
But it is, though, because he made the decision to push on, even though there were forces that, were have untold potential in their area.
Right.
It was his. They decided that, everybody else, all of the other commanders of the, infantry, tank, and etc., those divisions are kind of split on the idea, and then they're kind of cut off from contact from the rest of their superiors. So it actually lands on Henry. Like, are we going forward, or are we sticking where we are, or are we going to fall back? The options were to stick where they were and to go forward. But yeah, so Winston blows up. Henry is terrified. So they regroup back at their former position, and they discover something else. The 14XX, along with the soldiers, was killed, and Douglas has been taken. Was taken prisoner. He lagged behind, and then one of the infantry divisions caught up with him, killed his crew, and then he was taken.
Oh.
Henry is devastated. He lost his best friend, killed a little over probably around 60, 70 troops, and an innocent 14XX who didn't even want to join the war, but decided that it would be the best course of action, and lost a twin, his brother. And yeah, Donald is pissed. And because of Henry's decision, remember, the original choices were to either push forwards or stay where they were. But Winston had the fuel for the tanks. Meaning, without the fuel, they can't try another assault. Meaning that and they can't even hold their position in case of a Nazi attack. So originally, their plans were to, push forward or stay where they are. But now, with the lost fuel, they're forced to fall back and retreat. Eventually, they do discover where Douglas is, and they make a raid, basically. And they do find Douglas, and they bring him back. But they broke him. They broke Douglas. He was taken to a concentration camp. One of the makeshift ones set in France. One of the makeshift camps set in France.
This is getting extremely dark now.
But yeah, they break him.
Why don't you make just trains?
Hold up. It sounds like Victor's hand, but it's less off the wall. I mean, thanks, I guess. What brand will you use for this series? Like merchandise? Oh, Wooden Railway, of course. So you're copying Tom's. Hey, man, it's cool. I like Murderous Alfred, and I like it. It's cool. It's fun. Although I did come up with a completely different backstory for Croven, which is quite interesting. And man, Ed, this just sounds like just Victor's Hands series, but more Railway series accurate. Hey, man, come on. I'm trying to be original. And it is going to follow Sodor's actual lore a little bit more closely. Like, engines will arrive at the correct dates and stuff like that. This headcanon is crazy amazing. Oh my god, I was not expecting such positive response. Thank you. Oh, and then followed by more crazy than amazing to me. Okay. Fair enough. And yeah, fair enough. Fine. That's fine. I'm not crying or anything, bro. Anyway, but yes, they do capture. They find Douglas and then they retrieve him. But he is completely broken.
This is practically you telling Sodor's history at this point.
They didn't have the opportunity to probably brainwash him into either a Nazi soldier or just to kill him, but they did have enough time to completely break him of everything that he used to be. And so with that, they lost
on that
bombshell.
It's time to end.
Well, technically yes, because Donald and Douglas go back. But so here's the thing: Douglas does actually get better with some psychology training back in Scotland. But the thing is, Henry doesn't know that. So as far as Henry knows, he lost a twin, a brother's twin, to the Nazis, retrieved him, but in a way, as far as he knows, it would have been better off if he had died, because now he's completely broken and is no longer what he used to be. He's just basically brainless, killed a large amount of soldiers and an innocent 14XX who didn't even want to join the war, had to fall back on his assault, lost untold amounts of fuel for an entire tank, or most of an entire tank division, and killed his best friend, who has a younger brother whom he's extremely close with. Henry starts to crack.
What's Nathan gonna say about this?
I don't know. Let's just hope he's good at doing mental breakdown scenes, because I'm gonna have one for Henry. But yes, through all of this, when I say I'm gonna torture Henry, this is begin his transition from big balls, angry Henry, to
part of the big engines committee, the disgraceful, disgusting, despicable group.
Exactly, to being kind of a little bit timid. And I know that maybe I'm being a little too harsh on Henry, which is true. And he is one of my favorite characters, truly. I'm not just bullying him for the sake of bullying him. But the personality difference from CGI series to model series with Jerkwad Henry is so great that I feel like it would take an equally as great amount of trauma, or just an equally amount of things happening for him to make such a drastic transformation.
I mean, now Henry's afraid of red spots, so
exactly. I don't know. Maybe it's because well, that'd be dumb. I was about to say maybe he experienced laser sights during the war, and then I realized those didn't exist.
Now you're going over the top.
Oh yeah, I totally agree. Alfred and Croven, good names. Yeah. So that's the war saga for Henry, and then yes, to make it even worse, James, who is one of the engines who he was with during the big engines committee, and is one of the engines that he considers a good friend. He does not want to tell about the fact that he is responsible for the death of his brother, and then when he finally does, James just attacks him. Like, I don't even know how, but I think James is going to be so angry that one of the stronger engines, like Gordon or something, to stop James from just lunging at Henry and probably just, I don't know, somehow, the engines can well, I haven't really decided if they can 100% move by themselves, but I may do something. I haven't exactly decided yet.
Maybe it's if the engine
one
in
of the other
question
engines is literally going to have to go onto his berth.
Maybe that's probably why it'll, why that'll.
What? Sorry.
Happen. You were talking to me throughout the whole of that. I was just saying.
Yeah, sorry. What'd you say?
Because you were saying you were looking for a reason why they could move like that. And I said maybe it's if the engine in question is really, really, really angry or really, really, really depressed or something. then it kind of gives them
That's
the
true. Maybe it's like a
kinda,
thing
like,
that's
builds
triggered
up
by extreme
it
adrenaline.
builds up their fire. Like, it builds up their fire without needing coal, somehow, but it's like the
That
rage.
makes sense, actually. Extreme emotion. I mean, there are cases of like parents, who have become incredibly strong to like lift cars off of their children because of extreme adrenaline, just doing things that would any other time wise just be completely impossible for a human to do. Same thing goes for the engines. If they are just experiencing an intense flow of emotion, their fire, the pure rage will just ignite a flame in their smoke box, allowing them to move.
Exactly. You're
Spontaneous.
welcome.
Oh my god! I just realized something. This technically, this sort of kind of breaks my series because we just solved. We just made infinite energy because if the engines can ignite their
Welcome.
own flame, if the engines can ignite their flame by like just making them really mad, just have an engine who has a really bad temper, get somebody to insult them, and then their fire will just turn on by itself, and you could siphon it for literally infinite energy.
No, but it'd have to be like a very special circumstance, and the power of being able to do that would not last long because it's not like you can just keep on living like
That is
that.
true. That
It's
is
like
true.
it's like being angry but living without eating for years and years and years and years, or drinking, for example.
Yeah, you just couldn't
Like,
do it.
it can
Yeah,
only
that makes
be like
sense.
for a limited, like the limited amount of times, like probably, a good 10 minutes or so, maybe 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. But yeah, James is going to be so pissed at Henry. Gordon is literally going to have to like to restrain him. They have to turn the turntable to Gordon, have him roll onto the turntable, go onto James's line, and hold him to the buffers while they turn the turntable away, so that way he cannot attack Henry. And then don't get me wrong, the other engines aren't going to be like, James, you're overreacting. They are going to be pissed at Henry because Edward and Winston were the only engines on the railway for a very long time, and they became fantastic friends. Gordon is
Wait,
just
you're
not
gonna
going
have
to
to
forget.
do something. You're gonna have to do something where Edward finds out eventually as well.
Oh yeah, I think Edward may be one of the. I don't know. Maybe he'll just keep it a secret from everybody. I don't really know who he's going to tell. But all the engines are going to be so angry. Gordon is just mad that Henry, who to this point, from all that he's done, Gordon is now starting to respect Henry as a sibling, compared to when he hated him at first. They thought they were making traction. Gordon saw Henry as like an equal, as like a brother, and like he sees Flying Scotsman in a way, and to have him keep something like that, he is angry, because he thought they were closer than that.
Hmm.
And then even like nobody will even like everybody's just mad at Henry. Even Edward can't, like, Edward will speak. Edward's probably the only engine who will speak to him, but even Edward just can't look him in the eyes while he speaks to him. I mean, eventually, after a long time, the engines will eventually come around and be like, a little more sympathetic because they were, Henry and Winston were friends. But James will never let him live that down.
And
James
what will
will
keep on haunting him?
constantly, constantly, constantly hate Henry forever. It'll soften, of course. To the point where he won't attack him every time he sees him. But they will never
But
be friends
the
again.
memory would still be there.
Exactly. The memory would still be there. Like, they would never be as close as they were before. Like, they would not, like, the Tender Engines Association would never reform as united as it did before because of, James's sheer hatred towards Henry. Like, they could not cooperate at all.
Well, who would be like
James still,
who would be the sympathetic one for Henry in this case?
the sympathetic one for Henry, I don't know. Probably, like,
Because we
I
know
kind of want to have.
Gordon. Because you said like Gordon stops James, but what side's he on?
He would be. He would probably be on. He would probably be on James's side because he would feel so betrayed about Henry. But like the reason why he would restrain James is just because he doesn't want he still sees Henry as family. He's just
Not
angry at
happy.
him. Exactly. He just doesn't want anybody to he's mad, but he wouldn't be angry enough to kill Henry. Like James would probably lunge at him with murderous intent. Like the other engines, well, James would obviously, probably, okay, maybe not murderous intent, because James is going to be a pretty morally questionable person. Well, honestly, never mind. Actually, that's a lie, because I'd kill someone who got my brother killed. But even James wouldn't, stoop so low, because he'd probably view that as being just as bad as the Nazis,
Mm.
He probably wouldn't lower himself that low. But he would definitely, if he could at that point, he would definitely beat up Henry. Probably close
Probably
to the point.
Probably take him down to Tidmouth Harbour and shove him into the sea or something.
Exactly. Probably very
because
close to death.
I'm looking at the route right now. The sheds are only over there. You could practically just whiz him all the way down here, come over to the end of it, or even to this taller one where the water's deeper for the bigger ships, and just shove him right off the edge.
Yeah. He would definitely bring Henry close to death. But I honestly think that he probably would nearly kill him until, he takes a second to realize what he's doing, and then he's like, oh my God, what have I done?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That is if he was actually able to kill, to get to Henry, and obviously if he actually had a surefire way of beating him up, other than running into him really fast, but that would also damage himself. But yeah, Gordon is just kind of torn, because he feels betrayed by Henry, but at the same time, he still does view him as a brother. Granted, not as close as he thought they were closer than, than apparently what they were, because Henry didn't tell him anything. But at the same time, he still views him as a brother, so he wouldn't let James hurt him. But at the same time, he also thinks that James is, like I said, James is getting violent, which he obviously doesn't condone.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Edward would again be disappointed, because Winston was probably his best friend back on the FR. And by the way, when I never liked the idea of Winston working on the Furness Railway until I learned something. There was a time, I think I told Ben this, where the Furness Railway and the Lancashire and Yorkshire Railway ran a joint railway together, which I found very interesting, which I think Winston was an engine for this railway. And I believe, if I read the Wikipedia article right, the engines were painted in FR livery, but it was managed by mostly Lancashire and Yorkshire staff and engines, I believe. Yeah. It was that, but the liveries and the engines, or the engine liveries were Furness, and that Furness Railway would manage the track work, but the engines and engine repair and staffing would be provided by the Lancashire and Yorkshire Railway. And so I think Winston was one of these engines, and Edward probably, just, was at the terminus with him, and then the Bat Controller bought them, or at least rented Winston and bought Edward. And so yeah, but they were probably really good friends on the Furness Railway, and to know that Henry was responsible for his death and didn't say anything for an entire year, he'd be pretty mad. But of course, Edward would, yell at him. Edward would still talk to him, but like I said, Edward would not be able to look him in the eye.
Yeah.
Kind of like if a parent, if a brother killed another brother and then went to the parents, like Cain and Abel style. If anybody's a biblical parent,
okay.
Their parents wouldn't kill you or attack you, but they'd be couldn't look you in the eye probably for a very long time, if ever. But yeah. I was about to say something, but then I forgot. So I guess that's mostly the plan for Henry. I'm actually kind of having trouble finding a reason for James to hate diesels because I want him to hate diesels, but at the same time, I don't really know what to. I think he'll probably hate diesels because of the role Winston served for the country, and then the nation betrays the steam engines,
Yeah.
and then the diesels are supporting of that and all that rubbish, and they don't understand the full weight of the war because they weren't there, and then so maybe they'll say something horrible about Winston that not even that nobody would ever say, like your brother was worthless or something, or he died for nothing, or whatever. It's like I don't understand why anybody would go to that war, especially for your brother, or especially your brother would go to that war, you know, knowing that he died defending nothing worth defending or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, he died for something not worth defending. And then, something like that. And then a bunch of diesels would just constantly say this to him while he's at Barrow. Just constantly reminding him of, the Henry situation and stuff. Probably making him, probably that anger against Henry flare up again.
Wait, is
Um,
this is towards James, isn't it? So it'd be like it could also also kind of help his hatred for diesels, like continuing it on when he's trying to forget.
exactly. Just make him hate it even more. Because they will say this not only constantly while he's there, but every time he's there.
Which is probably you should say that like it's like why he wanted to stop going to Barrow, for example.
Exactly. But then the Fat Controller will have to be like, "You're the only engine available, James." Yeah, fat hat with your 500 other engines. Shut up for that BS. You're the only engine available.
You're the only engine available that I can be bothered telling.
Yeah, I'm so fat, and you were the first engine I could find. I can barely walk over to find any others, so you're doing the job whether you like it or not.
You were the closest. You were the closest engine I could find in the yard, and I can see Murdoch over there, but I'm not going to bother because he's miles away. Even though he's only like 10 meters away.
Maybe that's why Thomas gets sent literally everywhere because he's so lazy. He rests in the shed all the time on his branch line, and the Fat Controller just lives right next to Tidmouth Station. Farquhar Station. Tidmouth Station. Farquhar,
Well,
it's TV series.
That controller lives in not Dryall, Sudbury, I think.
I thought he lived at Wellsworth.
Wellsworth or Sudbury, something like that.
Oh wait, no wait, Ben, remember, he lives in the Fat Controller's shed. Remember that?
Yeah.
Oh God, the Fat Controller's shed.
Why does he have a shed in the middle of nowhere? We'll never find out.
I don't know.
Just imagine having a
series,
shed
that's
next to the main line in the middle of nowhere.
In my series, that's where he's going to store all the bodies.
Oh.
That's a joke. Also,
Goodness say.
I'm going to be a little controversial here, and I'm going to say that supernatural elements will be in my series. Not because I think, ooh, spooky ghost, but because I actually do believe in ghosts. And they're going to be portrayed in an area in a way that I honestly do think ghosts would, probably do and would work in real life. But of course, I'll be exaggerating it a little bit and bringing in some elements of fiction. But I do believe in supernatural affairs. There are some things in this world that science cannot explain. And as a scientist, that scares me. And a lot of evidence kind of points to supernatural activity, I'm not going to lie. So, yes, I will have supernatural elements, but they're not going to be as crazy as other places. Like, for example, I want to have this one thing where, the Fat Controller is such a freaking expert controller, and throughout the series, he only seems to get better.
Yeah.
And how there are multiple Fat Controllers, and they get better progressively at their job. So what if it's that the reason why the Fat Controllers get better is because every iteration of the Fat Controller has the experience of the previous. Not saying he's reincarnated every time he's born, that'd be weird. But what I mean is all the previous, when the Fat Controller is alone, all of the previous Fat Controllers will show up and they'll give him advice.
Yeah. So how was today on the railway, son? Oh, I know. I don't know. It was pretty normal, except Henry kind of crashed, and James and Gordon had a bit of a squabble, and yes, well, let me tell you how to manage them, and then Bertram just shows up.
Exactly. It'll be something like that. It's going to play a much bigger role in the 1960s because they're going to kind of help save the railway. So yeah, I am going to have to bend reality a little bit here. Now, don't get me wrong, I can bend reality with ghosts all I want, but you know one thing that I can't bend reality against? Taxes, government repossession, and money. So I am going to have to bend the rules a little bit. I always said that it was unrealistic on how the the railway's part of BR, and then it just the engines are allowed to stay as steam engines. So when the engines are going to be scrapped, the Fat Controller just has a freaking low point. Like for about 2 weeks, the railway is nationalized, and he gets fired. And he just doesn't know what to do. So then the other Fat Controllers will show up and be like, "Hey, yo, fam, we left literally a butt-ton load of money, just in case, like the family treasury,
Yeah.
Well, we all put a little bit of money away, and he goes, but for a moment he gives up on the engines, like he doesn't know what to do, and so the clues to prove that you're a worthy hat to the future generations are things that only a true controller would be able to do,
Yeah.
Like only a hat worthy of the hat legacy would be able to, and knows the railway inside and out, would be able to do it. Would know all the clues and stuff. So not only does he get it, and he is filled with confidence because he solved it, or not only does he get it, he is also filled with confidence again because, passed the thing. And, the little Fat Controller test. And then I know this is kind of Deus Ex Machina, but I really have no other way of explaining why the engines can live. But the Fat Controller just buys the railway straight up from the government.
Okay.
He offers, I know it's ridiculous, and I'm sorry to suspend your disbelief a little too much, but I have no other reasoning for why the engines would be able to live.
Or maybe he could just buy all the engines and then get the railway back into civilization.
Well, then he couldn't run the engines.
Well, no, the engines run, but BR pay him to keep them in service, and I don't know. No, I think I like what you've done better. I don't know.
But he buys the railway up front. He buys the Northwestern Railway's track, licensing, all of it, and everything up front. And then Northwestern Railway acts as a privatized railway company that still interacts with the British Railways. Yeah, I know it's ridiculous, and it's a kind of abusing suspension of disbelief, but it is literally the only solution I've got, to explain why all of the engines are not dead. So, and I actually explaining why the NWR isn't part of the big four railway companies is a lot easier, actually. So it's very similar to how it works in the in Victor Tanzig's series, which I actually took a little bit of inspiration from. Which actually, the only thing that I really took inspiration from Victor Tanzig's series, because everybody's kind of saying it's like Victor Tanzig's series, the only thing I really have taken inspiration from is the non-faceless rights. And even those are going to be a little bit more restrictive because I don't necessarily understand train jail. Like, that's just kind of strange to me. You know, like I
Railgate
don't,
prison.
huh?
Railgate prison.
Yeah, it doesn't like I don't understand how that would like logically work. So I'm gonna try and do something a little bit more logical. Not saying anything Victor Tanzig has done is bad. I just want to keep mine a little bit more true to life, you know,
Mm.
and how things probably would work out. And I don't know, that just doesn't really make an insane amount of sense to me. And then the other thing that I took inspiration for was a little tiny piece of his canon, which is it technically does work out with the borders. So technically, it's not really stealing his canon. It's just, well, it kind of is, but it is how the lines were drawn in real life. So it's it's rooted in fact. So basically, in Victor Tanzig's series, it's agreed that the LMS and the LNER can share the region because they can't agree on who should have Sodor. But in my
Right.
series, simply when they go to the government, instead of saying that you could share it, they agree. You know what? If you both want it and sharing it would be impractical, none of you can have it. So instead of it being the big four, it's the big four with a tiny fifth.
The big 4.5.
Yeah, the big 4.5. But yeah, Sodor. It's decided because they can't agree on the Sudrian region, and because it's literally the only big four railway. It's literally the only island that is connected to England by rail. You know,
Yeah.
so it's basically completely cut off from the rest of the network. So it's not like
I
I
mean,
can point and be
technically, because it's connected to Barrow, it would be more or less kind of like the LMS, really. Because I don't understand how the LNER can get their engines there through Barrow.
I don't know, but I needed a way for Sodor to become independent. Because otherwise, it would literally be impossible for Sodor to escape VR. Because it would just be part of the LMS, you know?
Yeah.
So, and it does sort of make sense. If they can't agree on it, who should have it, then no one will. London Northeastern Railway, London Midland Scottish Railway, Southern Railway, Great Western Railway, and Northwestern Railway. I think it fits in all right.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute. If it's LNER, GWR, and WR, why isn't it LMSR?
It is. It's just abbreviated to LMS because the official thing is like LMSR for London Midland Scottish Railway, but they change it to LMS because LMSR, LMS sounds better.
LMSR.
Don't LMSer with us.
Don't LMSR. Oh, that's terrible. I love it. My foot just fell asleep. Also, this stream's been going on for 3 hours and 8 minutes.
Wow.
10-hour stream taught. No, that's right. Why does it not feel like it's been going on for 3 hours? Am I still on the coffee high? I think I am. Otherwise, I'd be passed out dead right now. Actually, probably need more. Maybe I should go get more coffee.
No, you've had enough.
Oh, Ben. Naive little Ben. There's never enough coffee.
No, there's never enough
Ever.
tea.
That is true as well. I actually do normally drink tea unless I actually really need to stay awake. Like, I drink coffee in the mornings and, well, normally tea in the evenings unless I'm doing something, where I need to stay up. Or I'm really tired. Like today. Like, I really shouldn't have needed coffee today. I was just tired, man. I should not have been, like, about to go to sleep at 5:30 Good God. But yeah, tea actually kind of puts me to sleep. It's just nice. So yeah, I drink coffee in the mornings, and then if I'm tired, but every other time it's tea, because I need coffee to breathe in the morning.
There you go. Here's the first level crossing for the Little Western.
That's a crossing, and it's quite level. I like it.
And it's going to be ungated. It's going to be ungated as well, mainly because there's only really 2 engines, unless Donald and Douglas are there running it. And so it's not like it'll get a lot of traffic, and so you won't really need electricity to be sent all the way down here to do it. So, of course, there will be still lights. There'll be lights here and, warning signs everywhere, but there won't be gates. Because this road is just an access road that goes over this bridge into the harbour. And so it's not like there'll be regular traffic going over. It'll just be like lorries and vans and delivery things. Just kind of.
And also, I just wanted to note, don't worry, Ben. I have not given away all the secrets in my series. There's quite a bit more, which I'm only going to say a smidge about. My series my series will go into the future, and I can give you 2 episode titles about episodes that are planned, to exist. And I'm only going to tell you the titles and nothing more. Star Spangled and Twilight's Last Gleaming.
That's already been used.
What? By who?
Yeah. A Milk Tanker Media.
What?
Yeah, Milk Tanker Media's already used the Twilight's Last Gleaming.
Well, you know what? I don't care. Trust me, the premises are completely different.
How do you know? Have you seen it?
I think I have. Isn't it the one where Sam comes to visit?
Actually, yeah, I think you might be right. Never mind.
I think so. He comes to visit Hank, doesn't he? Yeah, I like Milk Tanker Media's series. I just kind of forgot about it. Well, I didn't forget about it. I just forgot about that episode.
I'm looking forward to series 4, but
if it'll ever come.
I mean, I can't complain. It's taken me a year, and I've still not finished series 7. So
I don't know why, but I still feel like season 6 was longer.
And it didn't take longer. It was just because of that 2-month stop it had to go through because of footage being deleted. An Oil of Revenge turned a year old a few weeks ago. And that annoys me because I've never taken that long to make a whole series.
Wow, An Oil of Revenge is old.
I'm going to check in a minute because it's been ages since I did.
And Ben, I will tell you more about those after the stream, but you guys in the audience are not allowed to know.
Which is good because they know too much already now.
Exactly, they know too much. Oh, by the way, did I mention that everybody watching the stream will have to be shot afterwards because you know too much? I'm joking. You're fine. Please don't report the stream. No, I swear we're not coming to kill you. That sounds so bad.
You can't just say that.
That sounds so bad. I swear we're not coming to kill you. Insert FBI breaking into my house.
Oh, God.
FBI, yeah. How did that song go? There was a ranching person who something something something.
That's just
Something
Yankee
something
Doodle.
something something dog. Doggy named Bingo. 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 And Bingo was his name. Oh, farmer something 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 had a something something cow thing. Something 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 something. Bingo. 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 And Bingo was his name. Oh, farmer something, whatever it was, had a pig and
No, there was a farmer who had a dog, and Bingo was his name. O Bingo, Bingo, and Bingo was his name. O.
yeah. Then what's next?
Then it proceeds to tell you the dog's name over and over again, but a letter gets removed each time.
B.
Because you got to clap. You got to clap the name. So it says, and Bingo was his name. Bing, 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 and Bingo was his name, and then that's how they
So you're
do
telling me that there was a time where this dog's name was Bin.
it. I guess that's how the search engine came along. The dog decided he'll use the new name.
No, that's not what I mean. Not Bing. Bin. That means the owner probably just asked him to eat some garbage. He's the bin. Like, dog eats a paper. My dog ate a piece of paper the other day. Maybe he's the real bin. I guarantee if I pointed at a piece of paper and said, "Get it, boy, get it," he would just gulp it down.
And just not care. Oh god. Anyway, how far are we into the stream now?
Shoot. I'm gonna spill some Dr. Pepper. Root beer. We are 3 hours, 17 minutes, and 23 seconds.
Oh god, okay.
Bingo. Bingo. Wait, but what was the song about the farmer who had stuff on his farmer? A cow. On that farm, he had a cow.
Yeah, old MacDonald had a old
Old
MacDonald.
MacDonald had a farm. Wait, why am I singing it to the tune of Yankee Doodle?
We just can't stop now because of
Wait, why am I singing everything to the tune of Yankee Doodle? Remember, I was singing the thing Bingo. You know.
Yeah, you said there was a farmer who had a dog, and Bingo was his name. You were saying you can't help it now because basically, for context, Edwin and I were listening to different variations of Yankee Doodle for the course of the call we were in last week.
And now it's just infected my brain. I can't get that stupid tune out of my goddamn head. Dum 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 dum.
Old MacDonald and on that farm he
had a duck.
He had duck. Montague, thank you very much.
Great Western slip coaches.
And on that farm he had a Great Western slip coach. Wait, no, we should do a version.
I think you mean instead of E-I-E-I-O, I think you mean.
No, but we need to do a version for the fat controller had a shed, E-I-E-I-O, and in that shed he had E-I-E-I-O. And then just do Thomas's whistle over and over again. And it says,
with a peep peep here and a peep peep there. Here a peep, there a peep, everywhere a peep peep.
Old fat Hattie.
Old fat Hattie. Yeah, old fat Hattie had a shed.
No, the fat controller had a shed.
Yeah.
E-I-E-I-O. And in
that shed he had a K2.
He had a K2.
E-I-E-I-O with a, well, my God, it's always just going to be peep peep here and a peep peep there. Here, beeping. You're
And then you get to Gordon.
You're beep there,
you get
beep.
to Gordon,
Everyone up,
and
beep,
it's
beep.
and just the loudest whistle in the shed.
Wait, what?
No, and like you get to Gordon, and it's just the loudest whistle in the shed.
Yeah, a poop poop here and a boop boop there. Here a poop, there a poop, everywhere a poop poop. I'm sorry for laughing at that. I swear I'm not Dax, but I'm sorry. Here a poop, there a poop.
God, Edward.
Everywhere a poop. Here a poop, there
Remember
a
that?
poop.
Remember that
Everywhere
when
a
you
poop.
said Gordon always like whistles back at Thomas? Remember when you said that and you put it in the main 6 chat?
Oh my God, Ben and Eddie singing preschool songs and all that. You know, we were singing children's nursery rhymes earlier. And I'll have you know, Yankee Doodle is not a children's song. That is a military song that struck fear into the hearts of
No one.
Spanish people and the Confederacy, but also the Union. It struck fear into the British, the Americans again during the Civil War, the Confederates.
Meanwhile,
and the
Americans
Spanish.
just happily singing the song in their new military.
Yeah, exactly. Yankee Doodle, rode to town, riding on a Yankee Doodle went to town, riding on a pony, stuck a feather in his hat and called it macaroni. Something, 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 something. The lyrics to this song are kind of freaking wacky.
No,
So
Edward,
that
sorry.
is why I do the tune and not
Tell
sing
everyone
along
about
like a
the
balloon.
Edward, tell everyone about the thing that you did. Remember when you said, like, remember when we were doing the Railway Series readout thing that, you know, like, we two were doing that, like, just on a call? And then you said, and every time Thomas goes through the junction, every time Gordon goes through the junction, Thomas whistles, peep, peep, and Gordon whistles, poop, poop, back at Thomas. And then you said, yes, Thomas and Gordon. And then, you know, I'm not going to say it because I don't, you know, I'm not.
What did I say?
Have a look in the main 6.
Oh, wait, wasn't it pissing and shitting on each other?
Yes.
Yes. Thomas and Gordon. Yes. Always pissing and shitting on one another. Peep, peep, poop, poop. I had just noticed that Thomas's whistle is P-E-P, P-E-P. If you cut out those last 2 P's on each peep, like, come on, man. And then there's poop, poop. Like, Audrey, what were you thinking? Like, come on, man. Like, you gave us an infinite amount of piss and shit jokes. Like, we can make them at any point in time. Like, whenever you do Gordon's whistle, poop, poop, oh, looks like he's having bowel troubles again.
My God, Edward.
Thomas said, peep, peep, my bladder is full.
I mean, they do eat.
And would you like me to ruin everyone's life forever?
No. Unless they want.
Okay, cool. Thanks. Wow, I'm so glad that you let me do it.
No, I said unless they want to. You got to ask them first.
Hey guys, you want me to ruin the song Yankee Doodle for you forever? Like, or not really ruin it, but you will never be able to listen to it again, the same way, at least.
No, just to wait for a reply, and then you can do whatever you want.
Oh my God, Luke Productions just said that I should have a comedy channel. Not gonna lie, you really think I'm funny enough to have a comedy channel where I just?
We're doing a history channel, and that will incorporate comedy.
We are doing that, and it's gonna be awesome. And you should tune in because it's gonna combine 3 of my favorite things:
history, comedy, and me.
Well, thank you for being so humble, Ben. But yes, you are one of my favorite people. But no.
No, I was just doing it as a joke. Calm down. That's how you should open the history thing. Like for the history series, you should say, "Welcome to an all-new series starring 3 of my favorite things," and I'll say, "Ah, yes, comedy, history, and me."
Nice. History Channel. He said say less. Oh, I don't think he likes that idea. But it combines 3 of my favorite things: history, comedy,
History is good.
and
If it wasn't
politics.
for history, we probably would not be here.
Of course we wouldn't be here. Because, without history, there would be no existence. But
Well,
yeah,
there would. It just wouldn't. There wouldn't be any past, present, or future. It would just be now. Now
well, it's
and
not
this.
like we can go to future class and be like, "Hey, kids, you want to learn about what's going to happen in the future?" Well, I can tell you what's going to happen and do it to the future. You're going to try so hard in school. You're going to pass all your classes. You're going to get straight A's. You're going to get your degree. Then it's going to be useless. It's going to be completely useless. And then you're going to get sad with yourself. You're going to go to the bar. You're going to get a little bit drunk. You're going to meet a lady. And then you're going to black out. Next thing you know, you're going to have to raise a child on a salary that you cannot afford. Then your child's going to become a deadbeat before you finally inevitably die, living a jobless 9 to 5, living a really garbage 9 to 5 job with that degree that you earned, hanging on your wall doing absolutely nothing as your wife sits away, whines, spends all your money, and doesn't help raise the child at all. And as soon as the child becomes rebellious, your wife will leave you, and then she's going to take half your money, probably your house, and maybe even the child if you're lucky/unlucky, depending on how much you liked that child. Then it's going to become an even more rebellious child. Then the child is going to do something stupid, get killed. Then you're going to have to bury and go to the funeral of your own child before you eventually die. Thank you for coming to future class, children. I hope you're not scarred. I don't even know how to react to what I just said. That's how life goes, kids. But yes, the Falkland Islands is something pretty fun to learn about, and I would like to cover it. But I really don't know how many people are going to watch it, considering there are already 3 videos on it that are quite well known, including the one by Oversimplified. But hey, I'll probably cover them at some point. Also, I don't want to call out one of our fans, but that exact message reads, "The Falkland Islands, period, is one of," and I quote, "is one of the most coolest things to learn about." You know what? I won't insult that because you said that I deserve that I need a comedy channel, which means that you find me funny. So I'm gonna pardon that. I'm gonna pardon that.
Right, there we go. Look at this. If everyone would like to put their attention to my screen.
Bum ba-da-da-dum, bum 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 ba.
We have this bridge here, and this bridge will connect to the main road, which is over here and goes to the station. It will connect to the main road here, and it will probably also have like, a gate or something. Well, where the connection is, saying like you're only allowed down here if you're dropping off stuff at the harbour. Because if you head down this road, you head down this winding road, you cross over the level crossing here, which I guess you'd be allowed down if you wanted to take photos in the middle of nowhere. And then you get down here where there'll be another set of gates before you can continue down into the harbour itself. For safety.
Ben, I gotta tell
Even though
you
you could literally jump off this platform and do a barrel roll down the edge of this hill and you'll be in the harbour.
Ben.
Yes?
We are at the perfect opportunity if you wanted to end the stream at 3 hours and 30 minutes. But I would like to say it'd be so cool if we ended it on 3 hours, 33 minutes, and 33 seconds.
But I don't want to end it right now.
Oh, okay, fair enough. There's always
we
4
can
hours,
end
44
it,
minutes.
we can end it at 4 hours because that's my all-time limit for streaming. I never want to go any higher than that ever again.
Oh, we just hit 3 hours and 30 minutes, boys. Let's go. What time
And
is
we
it
now
for you
have
over
30
there?
minutes left on the timer.
How are you doing over there in Australia?
I haven't been outside today.
Well, I mean, what time is it over there?
Oh, 12:20.
Good God. What day is it over there for you?
The day after you.
So you are on Saturday. Whoa. Time zones are weird. Yeah, I hate time zones. They're kind of sketchy. What am I even saying anymore?
I
I
don't
don't even
know.
think there's anyone watching the stream.
I think Luke is.
Yeah,
Maybe we'll just end up like last stream where nobody was watching, so we ended it anyway.
Huh?
Maybe we'll end up like last stream where nobody was watching in the end, so we just ended it.
Eh. Well, this is kind of the part of the stream where nobody even watches too. So basically, we can just say whatever we want here. Like, we could say literally anything.
Not that I want to. I'm too busy building. Like
Fair
a
enough.
mega Tidmouth. Look at how big this Tidmouth is. It's just...
So what I'll say is, if you people have been watching from the very beginning, whoever is even watching, thank you. You're a legend.
Yeah.
If you make it to the end, you will have sat through 4 hours of us just speaking, which I honestly can't even listen to my own voice for that long. So props to you for being able to stand up, put up with my voice for that long. You've created a true record. For those of you who are watching this on replay after the stream and you've made it this far,
which you probably won't be because nobody ever watches my streams after they finish.
That's true. But if you are, you're a legend. You're super rare because nobody ever actually watches the streams afterwards. So you're pretty cool. If you just skipped the end from the beginning to see, what the ending was like, you're a cheater, and go back to the beginning and start and make it here without cheating. You dirty cheaters. Come on, guys. Can't just hack the system like that. No. Hey, Billy. Freaking heck, Billy. I see you there. No, I can see you here. I see you here still watching this part of the stream. Because you skipped here. Do what I said. Come on. Scroll all the way back to the beginning of the stream and then watch it. Get here. Buy the book. Give Ben more watch time. Okay,
on this
gone?
secondary channel that nobody cares about, apart from like
all right,
31 people.
All right, if you're not gone, then I'm very disappointed in you. And if you are, well, then you're not really here to you're not really here to hear me. But if you did just get back to this point because you did scroll back and then, watch all the way back to this point.
Time
wow,
paradoxes be like.
Wow, you actually listened to me. So like, you're the
welcome
best,
back
man.
to the present moment.
Like, you actually listened to me. What a legend. So thank you for that. And also, yeah, you actually went back after I told you to go back. So like, good job, man. Yeah, I mean, you didn't really have to do that, but like, actually, no, I don't want to make it feel unaccomplished. Yeah, you did have to do it. Good job. You did it. You're a legend. And then for those of you who are not watching this stream at all and don't even know it exists and are not seeing this stream ever, so basically 95%, probably 99% of all human beings on Earth.
You're missing out on something.
Yeah, exactly. You're missing out. You need to go subscribe to TWA Trans Official and TWA 1945 Studios. Noobs. Yeah, that's right. All you African people in Africa who do not have access to internet, what are you doing, guys? You guys need to subscribe to TWA. Like, come on. Get with the program, guys. Forget food and all that. You know what? You can eat the subscription. Sorry. Why do I even still breathe anymore? Oh, let's see what chat has to say. Oh my god. Riley, you still watched the stream all the way here. Wow. Thank you.
You deserve an award.
Yeah, you really do. Because you've been here like since the very beginning. Like, wow.
Oh, hang on a sec. Nice. I'm still here. You guys are cool. That's why I listen to these streams. Thank you. I actually watch these streams on replay after they're done if I need something to listen to. Okay, that's good.
Oh my god. You actually enjoy our. See, Ben's kind of used to compliments because he had 1,000 subscribers. Nobody ever, like on my channel. I mean, to be fair, I've only done a couple of streams, but nobody. I don't get compliments. So, thank you.
Go subscribe to Edward's channel because
hey, go subscribe to my channel. It's the Blue K2. I want to start streaming there. Don't expect anything like crazy because, like I said, I don't like making.
That's same for my streams.
Oh yeah, of course. Stay, don't leave yet, please, please. But I mean, if you're on a computer, open up a new tab, you know, and let's just click that subscription box. Maybe the bell icon if you're feeling adventurous. You know, maybe drop a like on a video if you decide to click on one and watch 2 videos at once. Then you'll hear ×2 of my really annoying grating voice. So props to you for being able to handle that if you are doing that.
And obviously everyone who else is in the chat, subscribe to everyone else who is in the chat. Because you're all good people.
Exactly. Go for it. Why not? I've been subbed to Eddie's channel for a while after hearing a bit about his series. I'm like, wait, for real? Wait, you subscribed because I was talking about my series? No way. Oh no, now I feel pressured to like deliver the greatest series of all time. Well, actually, wait.
So this is why I don't advertise any of my new series that I have in the making on stream.
Hey man, I appreciate the pressure because that means I'll be pressured to make something truly great.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Now, on my channel, I am sort of inactive because I really don't like filler content, and I only post things. I try to only post things related to my series or things that I'm incredibly proud of.
Yeah, Edward's like me. I don't make filler content either, which is why there could be up to 5-month gaps in between anything I upload. Because I don't see the point in doing filler videos because it isn't what the channel's about. It's about SSOC and what other little projects I have on the side. Like I do my piano videos. That's like filler, but not because it's something that I actually want to share and can
exactly.
It's like filler videos people make just to put content there and keep the views going. But I actually want to, put in that effort. Like Edward.
So, yes, it may be a little while. I will try to do some stuff. Like I have a couple of things that I want to do that, well, I guess you could kind of call them filler, but at the same time, I do really enjoy doing it. So you kind of can't call it filler, but at the same time, it is also to keep some content up because, again, Ben actually has a series. It could be a very long time before my series starts. So I do want to keep all the subscribers who I've subscribed entertained at least. So, yes.
So, yes.
I said so, and then I realized that I didn't really have anything else to say on that sentence, so I just dropped a yes on that.
Oh, yes.
Not gonna lie, I come to these streams in case I hear anything about SSOC, even though I work for Ben Series. Interesting.
Okay, Luke's got a question, which I was just waiting for Edward to finish so I could answer. What would be 5 customs you would like to make if you can? Eleanor Gordon. I mean, I know I've already got Flying Scotsman, but I really want to make an Eleanor Gordon one day so I can have the 2 of them side by side without using any camera trickery, which I will have to do at some point. I'd also like to make Tornado, which, I mean, I could probably modify, again, a Flying Scotsman or something. But still, you know, I'd rather have a separate model. And I'd also like to make some more Railway Series accurate NWR rolling stock, like brake vans and things, but I've got 2 American caboose thingies and 1 proper brake van. So, you know. Yeah, I've got Toad. Yeah, I've got Toad and 2 American vans. So, yeah, there you go. And that's all I really do because I don't really make that many customs anymore. If I do make customs, I keep quiet about them just in case, because, you know, spoilers for SSOC.
Yeah, that's understandable. Actually, I do have to tell everybody, if you guys like SSOC, which I mean I presume you do, because you probably wouldn't be here because that's the main attraction of the channel and all that.
Except this isn't the SSOC channel. This is the Trains
channel.
But
like the only people who are subscribed to this are probably subbed to TWA 1945 Studios. So
no,
really,
no, I've had a few unique ones.
Interesting. Well, most of you are probably also subscribed to TWA 1945. Actually, wait a minute. If you are here and you're not subscribed to TWA 1945 Studios, what are you doing? There is fantastic content over there. Come on, guys. Go to the channel section, get your bums over there, click that subscribe button for high quality, good content. Think about it. You're already subscribed to this channel. Why not go get more of this content? There's
actually, then again, this channel only started existing because my main one was getting cluttered with all train stuff when it's supposed to be a wooden railway, mainly wooden railway.
Exactly. If you guys want to watch streams like just like this one that are old, there is a playlist of a complete. Like if you guys like these live streams right here, and you guys are like, damn, I really wish there were more of these that I could watch, because these streams just aren't once a week, just isn't often enough. There is a 43
Oh no, we are going to be streaming tomorrow, maybe.
Oh, all right. Well, there's a 43 episode series up on the other channel in a playlist called TWA Trains, and there will be another series premiering there.
TWA, thank you very much.
Sorry, Tane with TWA. My apologies. And there will be another show coming up on that channel called Top Trains, which is similar to Tane with TWA, but better.
Which will be going up on the Top Trains channel that I also made last year.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind. Then go subscribe to that third channel at some point as well, because it'll be so much better than like Tane with TWA. But yeah, if you like these streams, go do that. And dude, check out SSOC while you're over there, because like, why wouldn't you want a good story structured series? Like, come on, guys. We're better.
And Edward and I won't reveal anything drastic like what Edward was doing before with his series, but Edward and I have been working on writing some brand new stories and also writing in some different hidden bits of lore here and there that will eventually contribute to the end of the series and making it
the biggest surprise tool that will help us later.
Yes. Essentially, yes.
Yeah, basically.
Well, it is really, setting up the continuity.
Yeah, it's a surprise tool that the audience won't know about that will help us later.
But basically, everyone knows this already, but we're remastering Series 1 and 2. And so the remastered
There
ones,
will be
you
bits in the remastered thing that will, contribute to plot points in future seasons. So if there are plot
if you didn't
in
watch
the
the original
remastered,
episodes because they're rubbish, and I know they're rubbish, I've said it myself. There you go. If you haven't watched them because they're rubbish, the moment those remastered ones come out, please watch them and the rest of the series, because I'm sick of getting comments of people saying, oh, why is this character dead, and why has this happened when it never happened in the series before. You never brought this up, even though it did, and they just haven't watched the old episodes. So I'm putting in the effort to remaster them so people will actually watch them. So please do.
Also, eventually there will be because of all the videos in between, eventually there will probably be at least 2 playlists of SSOC with the chronological order and then the production order eventually, where the old episodes will probably just not be in the playlist. I don't know. And then there will be production order playlists so you can see the episodes in order of how they were made, and then chronological orders with the remastered episodes alongside the prior episodes, but they're in order.
I'm not doing what you're doing with your 2 playlists idea.
No, that's not what I meant. As in, like, when you're remastering the thing.
I know, but I'm not doing the 2 playlists that you had the idea for your series.
Honestly,
each episode takes place, like, apart from those very small flashback scenes, the main focus of each episode is in a continuous order. That's why I created the series the way I did.
Fair enough, then. Well, you should probably at least, make a one with the CGI, or with not the CGI. What the fuck am I saying? With the remastered episodes in their correct spots.
Yeah, but the remastered episodes are just going to be literally just refilmed / better editing / more models, versions of the originals with barely anything changed. As you should know by now.
Hey, come on, man. Well, you did. You told me that, but like, are you just gonna leave the playlist with the old episodes? Like, if I'm a fan, and somebody who's just starting out the series, and I go to the SSOC playlist because, God, no, I'm not gonna search for those individually throughout the entire channel, and then, they would just be the old episodes.
Yeah, I'm getting rid of the old episodes. I'm going to private them.
Oh, okay. So you're gonna just remake the. Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah. So for anyone wondering why Edward's confused, even though I said he's been working on the series, it's because he's not. He's been too busy with everything else, and still doesn't fully understand everything yet because I haven't really briefed on it yet.
Yes, I've not been briefed.
We've been kind of focusing on more of the future of the series and the remastering at this stage.
Yeah. Because, we still have season, wait, are we doing season 8 first or the remasterings? I kind of forgot. You told me.
We're going to do the remastering first.
Okay. So we still have season 7 to get through, which is nearly done, but, like, not
There's
really.
like 6 episodes left of series 7.
Exactly. So we still have to get those done. Then remastered stuff will come later.
And then once they're done, we can finally move on to the remastering and then contribute towards the end of the series, which is going to be sad, but it will give me the break that I've always wanted.
Yep. And also, yeah, another reason why my series is taking so long is because I've been putting a lot of effort into SSOC because it's genuinely a series that I enjoy. And so this is a bad thing and a good thing. One, it means my series will take a little bit longer to come out. But this does mean if you like SSOC and want to watch a series that is similar with, Ben also working on it.
Especially since, SSOC would have finished and essentially Edward's basically taking my role. I'm taking his role.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
And yeah,
basically just to give me a break and also Edward to star as the leading producer and all that. Because I'm going to need a massively long break after
yeah, he's taking a
SSOC is
humongous
finished.
break after SSOC.
As soon as SSOC's final episode premieres, the moment I say goodbye to everyone, I'm going to go into the TV room. I'm going to put on an episode of Doctor Who. I'm going to slowly, ever so slowly, sip a cup of tea and smile as I look out the window and up towards the sky.
Very pog.
And I promise, if I get to 2,000 subscribers on my main channel before that, and I've already done the face reveal thing, that's going to be a video that I'll actually film and put up on the channel.
Yes, it needs to happen. Get this man to 200K. Wait, I mean 2K. Fuck, I'm off with my numbers today.
But yeah, I will actually film that video.
I mean, actually, wait, no, screw what I just said. Yes, get this man to 200K. Why not?
Or just 2,000, I don't mind. If I can get to 2,000 before SSOC finishes, that will be my dream come true. And I won't care if I don't go any higher than that, as long as I get to that.
But yeah. Anyways, the pluses to SSOC ending and my series being a little bit more delayed than it would be is because my series will be by this point I probably will have collected all the models necessary. So my series will begin relatively, if all goes to plan, relatively shortly after SSOC ends. So if
essentially, like, you'll be filming, you'll be like writing and filming your series, like the first bit of your series, when series 10 is being filmed by me and edited and all
exactly. And I'm going to be releasing my series once, or at least one. Every season will be released after the episodes are complete.
Which is something I used to do, but then I realized it takes too long to make the episodes, so I'm just going to do it one at a time now.
Which will be released every single week planned.
Essentially what SSOC's old release format was.
So I'm still kind of fluctuating on the season order, and this is going to sound really crazy because this is a big difference, but from 15 episodes a season to 25 episodes a season, I really can't decide.
But you'll figure it out when you get there and have written all of the scripts.
Exactly, because I don't want to filler episodes are something that I kind of want to avoid. But at the same time, something is probably going to seem like a filler episode just because I feel like writing something about those characters. It's like I'll have the main story going on, like the arcs that I want to cover for that season. Then there'll probably just be a random episode with the Farquhar engines dicking around on the branch line just because I felt like writing an episode about the Farquhar engines dicking around on the branch line.
I will be. I will be voicing him for the remastered bit just because I voiced him in Series 5 as well. Because you're basically essentially voicing his reformed self. So I kind of want to... I loved playing like the evil bit, and I'm going to be expanding a bit more on that, and I kind of want to play that part.
Hello there. I'm not German. Hello there. And my name is Holger. Holger. Oh shit, my German accent is not good.
Huggy. You should call him Huggy. Huggy the Rail Zeppelin.
Huggy. Sounds like if Hugo had a sibling, because Donald and Douglas are like Donnie and Dougie. Huggy. Hugo.
Hugo and Huggy.
Hugo. Yeah, and Huggy. Cannot get my German accent down at the moment. I always
it's becoming on the final minutes of the stream now, so thank you all very much for coming.
Yes,
definitely. It has been quite an honour streaming today for you all, and I hope the experience is at least somewhat worth it.
Yeah, I'm kind of sad to see this stream come to an end now. I was getting in the groove, man. little depressing, man. I'm not gonna cry. I promise.
Edward starts crying.
That's awesome, to be honest, that Hugo has 2 voices. Yeah, it kind of is. Germany. Was Hugo like a spy or whatever?
I'm surprised you didn't know that.
Yeah, he was, because in Restoration or whatever.
Yeah.
I've sent a soldier to spy on the steam engines.
No, that was Hero.
Fuck, that was Hero's line, wasn't it?
Yes.
Fucking World War II spies.
Hugo's already been redeemed by that point.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot about that. Friggin' Hero exists. I don't know when World War II was in the series, but we should probably have.
It was
Hero.
in episode 35.
Was this in series 1 through 3 territory?
Yes.
Oh yeah, we should probably at some point include just seeing Gordon goes by and being like, what's that black engine? And Hero darting away.
Yeah, I know. I was going to originally, but I forgot to. So, I kind of forgot to, like, Series 2. I looked back at Series 2 a few weeks ago, and I realized, hang on a second, more than, 10%, more than 50% of all the ideas I had for this series never happened. It's just kind of like a whole jumble of ideas now. And so now that I'm finally realizing, and remembered all of my old ideas, I'm finally going to be able to get a chance to fully, explain them more in the early days of the series, as I originally intended. So yes, what time are we on? Oh God, okay. Right, we have 2 minutes left. So.
Oh, can I do the outro for this one?
Well, is there anything you want to say?
Me?
Before we end?
Subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I hope you all had a fantastic time, because I certainly did.
Yes, and we will be back tomorrow, and if we're not back tomorrow, because I might have some other stuff going on.
Remember, I'm the Blue K2 on YouTube. Please go subscribe to my channel. I love you. And
so depending on what happens tomorrow, I might stream or not. Keep an eye out in a few hours' time. If you see one of those timing countdown pages, then you'll know I'm streaming. If not, then I'm not, and it'll just be next week. So, So yes, on that very positive note, actually, we've had quite a lot of fun in the near 4 hours.
Yeah, this stream has been probably my second favorite one that I've ever been on. Actually,
wait, this has just been more. It's been more laid back, and just we've had a nice company of people coming in to watch, including
Luke
exactly.
And, not too little people. Not too little people that we feel like we're just entertaining nobody, but not too much that it's so overwhelming we can't have a conversation with anybody in the chat.
Yeah. Because I will admit we've had some people on the streams before that have just used it as that have used my chat, the live chat as a role play thing.
Basically a group DM.
Yeah, a group DM where there've been, other things. But you two, because I'm saying you two because you're the only two that I can see in the chat at the moment. You two, Luke and Johnny, thank you very much for.
Oh yeah, they're still watching. I enjoy the stream for the most part.
Thank you very much for coming along and staying around so far. Johnny's just sent a message. Says, I enjoyed the stream for the most part. Really love how the route's looking so far. Thank you very much.
Wait. What was the best and worst part of the stream so we can improve? You said for the most part. I have to know. There's literally only a couple of seconds left on the stream. Hurry! Type! Fingers go!
Oh, I've got to go in 5 seconds! It's all right. You can message in the chat, in the TDRO Trains thing afterwards. Okay. Thank you very much for watching, and we will see you next time.
See you next time!